Me too, dude.
So we can say really bad things now and no one will hear us.
They can hear it now.
Fuck.
Shit.
How about now?
I hear something.
Dan, what was that
That's making noise. over
anti-Semitic speech you were just going on about?
Jesus.
there. And canceled. That.
Hello?
Yep, we can finally hear you.
Oh, my phone's making noise. That's what it is.
Fucking
Sorry.
dickhead.
Sorry.
Hey, can confirm there's no audio.
Sorry.
Change my mind. Go back to the lip sync version.
Dude, Corey's always trying to put stuff
I'll
in
give
their
you
mouths.
some lip sync. Come over here.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Oh.
Jesus, children.
Grow up.
You didn't play baseball much as a kid, did you?
It took a hard right.
Big ultimate frisbee guy.
His dad didn't play catch with him. He just like brought him into his office and taught him accounting.
You guys should cut the feed a little after the podcast is recorded.
Half the podcast is recorded. Get it? Like, stop it at halfway.
Oh, boo.
Oh, I get it. I don't get it.
Oh, why is it logged in as me? That's weird.
Because you're you.
Oh, I flipped. Yeah. Suppose I could just leave it like that. Okay. I am Gucci, I think, on my notes. Hey, everyone in the chat, fire off special news topics we should talk about.
Special needs topics?
No, that's just talking about ourselves. That's off track.
That's Dan's off track segment.
Look at that babe of a man profile picture. Hey, thanks.
God.
Oh, God, look at that. Was this your Tinder profile?
That's actually me and Dash Berlin. I just cut him out of it. Fun fact. It's my boy. Oh, why do I have so many notifications?
Because you're popular.
Because
No, it's just all the subscriptions.
people actually like you.
It's my only feats. My Tonely fans.
Is Ricky here?
I don't think so.
No, I think he's over at Junior's house.
Oh, he's filming his only feeds.
I think there was a request for me to play Amazing Grace on the kazoo this week.
I think you have to.
I am good.
Why would you bring it up?
Because I thought it was funny, but then
You can play it at the 600-mile mark.
I wanted to get you excited and then just completely dash your hopes, just like NASCAR did to us last
Just
time.
like you do in bed?
That too.
We got a pretty strong paint scheme thing to run through there, Normie.
Yo,
you
you're
ready to
fucked
go, dog?
this week,
Dude, I'm
pal.
looking at train videos. Leave me alone.
Who's running
All
train
right,
on
Corey.
who? Who's running train on who?
Who's training?
It's a model train, but it's a giant rat. It's funny.
I like the what is it? The Assetto mod with the cat.
Yeah.
I love that. Dude, there's a lot.
Yeah. That was solid.
Yeah, I love that. That one was
Yeah, that was killer.
Tis good.
loved it.
Tis good.
I wish it just stayed like that.
The only thing I don't like about it is the orange because it looks like lipstick, like the orange on the nose. Looks like lips.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't wear orange lipstick to our next date night?
No,
Got it.
you can.
Oh, okay.
Perfectly.
Isn't that
acceptable.
what that
Wrong Kyle with orange lipstick.
That southern emo girl you guys like does? Doesn't she wear orange lipstick?
Southern? Which one?
You have to narrow that down,
You
Big
gotta
Chief.
Is that a long list?
Wow, you really narrowed that down. Which one?
This scheme is awesome. Dude, it's fucking Memorial Day weekend, and it's the one week they don't run red, white, and blue.
You're true.
I know. That was a lot.
There's just a lot going on there. Good scheme.
I don't like the burgundy to
Why
to
are we
bright
doing
red.
this now? Let's do this on the air.
I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, dude, winner.
I hate that.
It's
Dude,
so
that scheme
bad.
sucks butts. It was aight.
It looked sick, but on track it looked boring.
It matches his personality.
This is
They
the best
keep
one,
Changing it
and it keeps getting better.
slightly. I don't understand why there's a drop shadow underneath the Mavis logo.
I was
Weird.
just gonna say I like the shadow. I think
Oh,
that
I hate
that
it.
I hate you. So
No, you don't. That scheme has great potential, but horrible execution.
Yeah, I don't get this.
Why is it or like drop off in the back? It looks so stupid.
Yeah.
And then the black around the number.
Why,
This scheme, that 14 scheme is so good. They should run that every week.
Agreed. All right. Well,
save it for the show. You guys are blowing your wad too early.
per usual.
Here, man. What for? When you blow your wad. What movie?
One of the Fast and Furious.
You can
Tokyo Drift.
Thank you.
Give me a second.
When he hands him the box of tissues, pulling in the
Yeah.
garage. For when you blow your wad, man.
What do you mean drift?
What do you mean drift?
DK like Donkey Kong.
You know what DK stands for?
Donkey cow?
What the hell is this?
You call a little man who hooks you up. No, Bow Wow, I wouldn't call you.
No, Oh, these are the Indy and Coke decisions. I guess I get a point for Indy because I was the closest.
Yeah, what did we say?
I said 6. You said 4. Norm said 5. So I guess I get a point for that.
Dude, he was on pace to be like 4th or 5th, too. That sucks.
Yeah, he had 5th place
That sucks.
bid. Hey, there's a clock over there.
Yeah, that, clock,
Yeah, that
that
thing's
clock's
sweet.
new.
Well, I guess that's cool. I get
None of us get points for...
I get 2 points.
Didn't we say... Wait, what do you mean you get 2 points? Oh, did we say that we were getting a point for closest?
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Point
gotta
for
be...
closest on each. That was what you said.
Is that what we said?
I mean, I guess then Norm and I both get a point. He didn't even
He didn't even
Run,
he
so
never
that doesn't
even
count.
touch the car.
Okay.
So the Coke 600 ones are null and void, I would think.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't even
Why? What did Dan say? He'd win?
Yeah.
I had him as winning, yeah. Which, god damn it, he could have.
I think we should both get a point.
No, you get
He
nothing.
didn't run, so
40th is closer to second than it is to winning.
it's DNF. Oh, DNS.
DNS.
Okay. What do we got this upcoming weekend? Worldwide Technology?
Gateway.
Gateway, way. Worldwide technology.
Wide.
Technology, knowledge.
Dense.
Did I already? I did. Shit. We're starting to run out of people to pick. Fuck.
The fuck do you think I picked Gregson this week?
Because he's been running well.
Oh, yeah, but I'm also running out of humans. I don't even know who's going to be good at this.
Just imagine running out of that many good drivers and never winning.
Yeah, that's the worst, dude. It sucks. Do I even have...
It's all right.
All right,
Kyle
so-
now giving himself points for the Indy 500. I'm going to fucking be 10 points behind him.
We said it.
I thought we were doing Price is Right rules, though.
No.
No, we never said that.
I thought
We
did.
said closest. Okay. You ready to rock? I empty the tank and then we'll
Trying to figure out who I
Fire
have
off.
from Hendrick and Gibbs left because that's all that seems to win who wins races anymore.
I have none from either.
I still have... Fuck, I got...
How many people we got in here right now? Does it tell you?
57.
I still got 2
Bullshit.
from... I still
17.
got 2 from
17?
Gibbs.
Holy fuck.
We have Kyle Larson amount of people.
I think we peaked at like 22 last week or something like that. Yeah, I still got 2.
those are 22s.
I still got 2 from Gibbs and 1.
You still have 2 from Gibbs?
Yes.
Who do you have?
I'm not telling you. You can look at yourself. I know.
Mine is just so disorganized. All right, Dan.
I only have 1 from...
Denny, Chase.
Yeah. I have 2 from Gibbs and 1 from Hendrick. I still have Gibbs.
Bubba.
I still have Gibbs and Bell, and I have Byron still.
Truex. So you've taken Hamlin and Truex.
Hamlin and Truex, Bowman, Chase, and Larson I've taken as well.
You haven't taken fucking Byron yet?
Nope. I don't know why. I'm actually mad I took Chase already. That would have been a good one, I think. Oh no, he didn't race here last year. This was the Corey weekend,
Yeah,
right?
but he's bad at Gateway,
True.
which actually makes me change who I'm picking.
Hendrick
Because
fucking blew it at this track
Hendrick
last year.
is not good at Gateway.
Yeah, they
so
blew this track
I'm
last
gonna
year.
save that pick. Who do I want? Sneaky person I haven't picked yet. Was the All-Star a free pick?
Yes.
So you haven't picked Hamlin yet? Oh, no.
Yes,
you,
I did.
you
I
have.
picked him
Okay.
before, too. Yeah. I've had Hamlin twice.
All right.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
9.
Yes.
9. What?
Luce's Fast Life sucks. We just watched Dan and Norm doom scroll. Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty much the whole episode, actually.
We were trying to come up with our race picks and how we could fuck Kyle because now he's taking a commit. What are you, up 2 now?
I'm up 3 on Norm.
Motherfucker.
All right. Let's do this. Ready?
Get the live chat up there.
I hate that button.
Same.
Do you?
I kind of hate Kyle.
I hate me too. I'll put this down for now.
Oh, look at all those emojis going off. Oh, they're gone now. Jared, that joke's already been made. Kind of. We decided we're going to cut the YouTube off halfway through the podcast and just with no explanation.
It sounds about right.
Table's wet.
All right. All right.
Damp. It's raining outside, so we're just
Too
going to
much
call
humidity in the room.
Damn, son. All right. Let's do this.
Okay.
He's dead.
Dead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of the Luce's Fast Podcast, your podcast home for all things NASCAR and some things not. I'm Kyle Belcher and joined, as always, by Mr. Daniel Walker
Okay, let's go.
and Norman Pelletier.
It's me, your boy.
On today's episode, we will talk some recent NASCAR news, probably speculated some silly season information that seems to be heating up, talk about a kind of bummer of a weekend, I would say.
Wah, wah.
Answer some questions, have some fun along the way, probably interact with our new and improved YouTube live chat channel thing, whatever. So
Has it
tune into
improved?
that.
Has it improved at all since last week?
No, not really, but it still exists, so that's a thing.
It's still new.
If you want to watch us do this live, I don't know why you would, but you can on our new YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@loose-is-fast. So like, comment, and subscribe. We can actually say that and be serious about it now. But before we get into that and all of the things that is this wonderful episode, and Dan's slowly going limp
Does anyone,
mic stand.
Does anyone have a little blue pill for the mic stand? 'Cause-
Dan, tell the people how we do it.
Oh,
Oh, and it's curving to the left.
this is bullshit. I hate it here. We are brought to you this week and every other week by Viagra. Oh, no, we're not.
Peyronie's
Hey,
disease.
no, this is straight.
BentCarrot.com.
It's straight. Brought to you this week and every other week by Revival Motoring Podcast, and revivalmotoring.com/B4B. Norm, tell the people what B for B stands for.
Bucks for the boys.
Bucks for the boys. That is our value for value PBS style system where if you like what we're doing, we're not going to force you to pay us any money, but we would really, 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 really appreciate it if you could just find it in your heart to just open your wallet a little bit for the sad little children. Sarah Jessica Parker ad, or what is it?
In the arms
Not Sarah Jessica
Cancel.
Parker, Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Same thing. Whatever.
Close enough.
yes, you can help us help you listen to us. Your donations help keep these lights on, keep the cameras on. Lights, camera, action, as they like to say in show biz. I know some of you guys wouldn't get that. You're not famous like us, but
Yep. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide, yeah, worldwide. Okay. Yeah, it helps us pay all the bills for this place. Not by us, I mean Josh. We do basically nothing here, except for this. You can go to revivalmotoring.com/B4B.
Yep.
And there you can choose to donate $2, $5, $10, or $20 a month, or a combination of those to make any number you appreciate and love.
Yeah, do it.
Do that. That would come out like a monthly donation kind of thing. And like I said, that one. Kyle!
Sorry.
Enough! Enough! Fucking every goddamn week with these. It's like a child. You're sleeping on the roof at Pocono.
Okay.
You might be there anyway. Never mind. Yeah, that comes out about every month. I think it's every month, something like that. I think you can set it up to like monthly or episode or something like that. I don't know. You can also do a one-time donation. That's on PayPal. We had some questions about this. You go to PayPal and send money to info@revivalmotoring.com. That is the email address that will bring you to the Revival Motoring PayPal account. And that is where you send the money.
Yep.
Anything you want.
The monies.
You want to send us 50 cents? Cool. You want to send us $50? Sick. Whatever. That is also the home of one Kyle's Race Day Challenge. Kyle,
Hi.
What the fuck is that?
The Race Day Challenge is if you donate
Donate.
the dollar amount that matches the driver's number that you believe will win on Sunday and guess correctly, I will send you a little something. Got 2 that are going out. Just waiting on the new merch to show up, which should be showing up, I think, this week.
Our new merch?
Yeah.
What are we getting?
Koozies.
Hell yes. I was going to say, I forgot you ordered those.
Yeah, redoing on the koozies.
Good, because I've just now, I don't know why, I noticed the other day that I have an abundance of the old name koozies.
Yeah.
They've all ended up in my silverware drawer for some reason, and I opened it the other day, and I was like, why are there like 6 of these in here?
I was using it all day yesterday. It was great.
I was
Why
using
aren't there beers in them?
I was using mine. I have like 2 up at the lake house, and I was like, yep, forgot about these.
Time for some new ones.
Yep.
So those are coming.
Yes, so that is that. You can also leave us reviews. We have okay, this is kind of weird. I think someone redid a review. The number is still at 105. And this is someone who we read the review of theirs a couple weeks ago. I think they just redid it because the old one's gone and now there's this one.
Okay.
So from Mr. GHR02, that'd be Gage Heron Racing. Hey, pals, 5 stars. So when can I get on the show? Be cool to sit down, crack a beer, talk about racing. Put me in, coach.
We're ready for you.
Yep. So.
He raced this weekend, actually.
Oh, that's right. He was at Hudson this weekend.
They got the new car out.
That thing looks sick.
Looks like he had some fun. Obviously, new car struggles.
Yep.
As they looks like dug that car out of a field, threw some new body panels on it, and then went out racing.
It looked very iRacing street stock.
Yeah.
Old 70s Camaro when I was.
But yeah, it sounds like they had some transmission and setup issues. So happy that he's out there on track, having some more fun again. But hopefully a little better showing the next time he's out.
Yes, so that is one way you can help us is by leaving us written reviews on Apple Podcasts because those are fun to read. So do that. You can also leave us 5 stars on Spotify. We are currently at 135 of those.
You can only leave 5 stars on
Yeah,
Spotify.
somebody didn't.
Something's broken. I don't know.
Something's broken. It's weird because there's one that's not. Shame. Yeah, leave us reviews on those things. Those are great. And like Kyle mentioned earlier, subscribe to our new YouTube channel. Follow us on all the things and join the Discord.
Yeah.
Because it's sick.
It's a good time.
It's a good time. Yesterday, that thing all fucking day popping.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, we with both races on, there was like some people watching the 500 and some people watching the 600. So it was just this clash of everything.
Great. Absolutely fantastic.
Yes. So that is the B for B minute.
Excellent.
Let's move on.
Now we'll head into our callbacks, as we usually do. We will start with calling back to the All-Star Race TV ratings. Numbers were up 17% from last year. Not bad. 2.57 million viewers for the All-Star Race. That's a
big jump.
Yeah.
That's a big jump.
Yeah, we'll absolutely take that. So,
I was surprised it was up from last year being the return of North Wilkes-Barre.
Right, yeah. You think the
I would
first
think
the first event of a new track or whatever would be the bigger one.
Yeah, that's what I would thought.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, for sure. And now we will call back to our race picks, Dan's favorite segment of this show.
I quit.
Calling back to Charlotte in the Memorial Day weekend that we made some picks on. For the Cup race, I chose Mr. Martin Truex Jr., Dan chose Mr. Noah Gragson, and Norm chose Christopher Buescher.
We
What
had
a
what?
fucking bad pick that
We had
was.
what, like 2 cars wreck out of this race?
Yeah, one of them was yours.
One of them was mine. Yay! The curse is back.
Yeah, but we had
folks.
one car wreck out of practice, and it was mine.
Yep.
True. That team put in some fucking work though.
Yeah, they did. We also threw in some picks for the double, if you will. Didn't go according to plan, which we'll talk about. But because of Martin Truex Jr.'s unbelievable 12th place credited finish, I take the point for the Coke 600 as well as for the double choices. I chose Larson to finish 6th and 2nd in that order.
We went Price's Right rules on this one.
No, we did not.
Closest without going over. That would be you. That's why you won.
No, but he went over.
Technically,
Which
I
is
didn't
why,
go.
why it's not Price is Right rules.
No, he didn't go over. Larson finished 18th, so he's 6th. We had 4th and 5th. That means 6th is the closest without going over.
That's true because the numbers are backwards.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
But
But
I-
I,
no, it
I
actually-
agree,
it
I
actually
agree
makes
he's
perfect
the
sense.
How does
closest.
that not make sense?
I agree he's the closest. I don't understand the going over part.
That's Price's
You know what I
Right
mean?
rules. Price's Right rules is you're the closest without going over. If the showcase is worth $20,000 and you bet 20,001, you lose. You've gone over.
Yeah. In obviously racing, you want to be the lower number, but
Right.
in Price is Right, you want to be like the higher number in theory.
Yeah.
So,
So,
it's- Dan is you're correct.
I'm going
Yeah.
closest without going over.
I mean, it still works that way. Either way, we didn't count the Coke 600 because obviously he did not run, but I chose 6th, Dan chose 4th, and Norm chose 5th. So that defaults me to the win. Whatever. Not
Neat.
super exciting, but I guess we'll take it. So we didn't award any points for the Coke 600, but I get both points. So that brings our totals to 11 points for me. Dan at 3 and Norm at 8. Dan's win streak comes to a close, unfortunately.
I'm just going to reset the clock so I don't have to hear for 10 weeks.
Nope,
reset
reset
the
the clock, baby. Only one right
Only
now.
one. We're feeling all right about that one.
We're doing okay. We had a great week last week. Just gonna
Dan's
recover.
win streak comes to an end the same week Denny Hamlin's laps led streak comes
I
to
saw
an end.
that. Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Couldn't happen to a better guy.
All right, so now we have to choose for Gateway this upcoming weekend. Dan finishing last gets to choose first. Dan, who you got for the Cup race at Worldwide Technology at Gateway?
I don't want to do this, but again, this year has been the Hendrick and Gibbs show, and I'm starting to run the fuck out of those bullets.
Yep.
Give me Tyrone Gibbs.
Mm-hmm. It's a good pick.
If anything, I'll just curse him and be happy, so that's fine. So it's kind of a win-win.
This could work.
Kind of a win-win. If I win with him, cool. If he crashes on lap 5, cool.
Yep. That's fair. That's fair.
Let's see. I've won with him. Has Kyle chosen Ty Gibbs yet?
I have not.
I thought you did.
You have not? All right.
Norm,
I've chosen
who you
twice. And I've won and lost. I'm going to choose Bad Brad Keselowski for Gateway.
Brad K. Okay, good pick. That's a good pick. They've had some pretty strong showings. And that leaves me for Gateway. Man.
Gateway's such a hard track.
Who'd you take? Norm?
Brad.
Okay. Yeah, smart.
Give me. Have I?
I was going to use Brad at Sonoma next week, but, I figured I'll use him this week.
Fark.
You all right over there?
I don't know who I have left.
Bro, we're running out here, and we're not even. We still got half the regular season to go.
Give me Chase Elliott.
Oh, yeah, because Hendrick did so good at Gateway last year.
Don't
Yeah.
say that. Let him choose it.
Yeah, I know I am. Also, Chase didn't run this track last year.
Yeah, I know. That's a.
Nope. You already locked it in. You locked it in. It's too late. Now I can make fun of you.
That's fair.
But we're getting to the point where we're going to get into the middle of July, and it's going to be like a Justin Haley versus Carson Hocevar versus because we're
Yeah.
all running out of fucking
Well, I had
people.
I already chose Justin Haley, dude.
I had
Damn it.
Gibbs in my head. That was my pick, but you went with Gibbs, so I think I'm out of Gibbs drivers.
I still have
I am
one.
out of Gibbs drivers. aside
I
from
have
him.
one left, and I have one Hendrick left. That's all I got.
Yeah.
And then things,
Yeah, I pretty much just threw that that pick away, but whatever is what it is. We will see. All right, moving on. Now we will head to probably everyone's favorite segment of the callback.
Well, it is
section.
his show, so
It's not mine.
Well, yeah, it's definitely his show. That would be Norm's Scheme of the Week. Norm, what do we got for the schemes this weekend?
We all know it's Memorial Day weekend, which means that we're bringing out the America cars.
Yep.
And usually the America cars come out swinging. Honestly, better than the throwback schemes.
I would probably agree with that.
Actually, kind of like the throwbacks are great and all, but you can't really fuck up one of these schemes. It's hard to.
The Stars and Stripes,
It's
baby.
hard to.
So this week, there's going to be 2 schemes of the weeks. I've put some thought into this,
Ooh.
Okay.
but we're going to start with the America cars.
Okay.
There's only one best America car.
Okay.
So we're going to start strong with Ross Chastain.
Great.
I really liked this scheme.
Yeah.
Good use of red, white, and blue. Had some silver in there. Looks completely different than his normal scheme. They didn't just change it up, but it's completely original, and I like it a lot. Folds of Honor, obviously, been a huge partner of NASCAR for a long time. Super good organization to be on this car.
Mm-hmm.
Love that scheme. Cindric, Not America, get the fuck out. Austin Dillon, good scheme.
It's not bad.
It's a decent America scheme. It's original. It's not like they just recolored an older scheme.
Mm-hmm.
But other than the colors, nothing really screams America about this. It's just a red, white, and blue scheme. 4 overstock scheme slaps.
It reminds me of Harvick's Mobile One scheme from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
The stars
Super.
right behind the front wheel.
Super good scheme. They went with like the metallic red that they always do, which we all agreed looks fantastic. And they did a metallic blue.
Yeah.
So it's not, if you scroll up to Austin Dillon's car, his is kind of like that just like bright eye-bleeding blue.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like is on every red, white, blue car that kind of looks kind of meh.
Yeah.
It's not really a great color. And then you go to the 4 car, which is nice, a deep
It's like
metallic
it's
blue.
like a candy apple
Yeah.
red and a candy blue.
Super
Like,
good scheme. I voted for this. They did like a fan vote. Pick which scheme you want for him to run this weekend, and this is the one I voted for because I like the blue roof.
Yeah.
Super good scheme.
Definitely.
Kyle Larson is Not America.
Yeah, we're doing America only, Kyle.
6. There's just way too much going on in this scheme.
This had so much potential, and then it became like an eye fuck.
I didn't like the burgundy and bright red combo.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
weird.
I'm kind of okay with that. Like I said with the blue, I like when they go a little darker because typically people just go so bright with the red, white, and
Yeah.
blue. Everything about this scheme is good, but adding the RFK stripes on top of the scheme, they don't fit once again. Like there's an easy way to just incorporate these in the scheme, and they just don't.
It looks like an afterthought. Like
And
they
then-
made the scheme, and then someone went, "Wait, we forgot something."
The either sparks or
I think it's supposed to be welding
fireworks,
sparks. I think it's supposed to be
whatever's
welding.
on the hood is kind of just looks kind of like mushed in there.
Yeah.
So not great. Corey LaJoy, great scheme, Not America. Kyle Busch, horrible scheme, Not America. Chase Elliott, it fits Chase Elliott.
Boring.
It's funny because for like the past 4 years, he's only ever worn one hat,
You can't see him.
and it's a black camouflage hat with a white Napa logo on it.
Yeah.
So this scheme just matches his personality.
I didn't really love like when the render came out, but on track it looked pretty sick.
Yeah. On
Yeah, it's
TV,
very
it didn't
cool.
look great because you couldn't see it
You could
fairly
really
well.
see all the
but
digit camo. It just looked like a.
I think it's a good scheme.
It
It's pretty
honestly
cool.
looked, on TV. It looked like a test car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. The 10, this is that bright colors I
Yeah.
don't really love. The scheme is cool. It's different. We don't see a lot of schemes like this. I think it's pretty original.
Yeah.
I liked it. 11, Not America.
Not America.
12, Not America. And
Not
they
good
seem to
either.
downgrade these schemes every year. 14,
Not America.
I love this scheme. The colors of it, the design of it.
Norm, we're doing
super-
America only.
Yeah, America.
Super
only.
good looking
You can
scheme.
Come back to
Not
it.
America. Run this every week, please.
Come back
Yeah,
to it.
100% agree with that.
I agree.
I like the dark gray
Yeah.
on top
yeah,
of the
but
black.
then like the yellow to red fade and the whatever's on the hood.
Killer.
15, it's I.
I like.
I
that.
think this is sick.
I think it looks
But
great.
it also looks like they just Googled American flag and just pasted it on the car.
That's fine to me.
It looks good. Who cares?
I think I like predominantly white schemes. I think they look super sharp with the bronze wheels.
not
I think this
bad, but
is
just, like,
sweet.
the edge of the logo, like the edge of the picture, just kind of ran out on the front.
I have zero problem with this at all.
Yeah.
I think it's
all right.
fire.
That's not really America, but it,
Unintentionally America
yeah,
scheme.
unintentional. That's
Yeah, but
this
it's
is-
WeatherTech. Like they
Yeah.
lean into the Made in
Right.
America
This
thing, and
is
it's
his-
always red,
This
white,
is
blue.
his primary paint scheme.
so it
Yeah,
just
and it
fits.
fits.
It
It's like-
accidentally fit.
It's like if Kyle Larson just ran his HendrickCars.com scheme. You'd be like, well, it's red, white, and blue, but like, yeah, but that's his scheme.
Yeah,
But I have no
love
problem
this
with it. I
scheme.
love this scheme. The only thing I don't like about it is the black W.
That's their logo though.
17, this scheme was so good. I think this looks way better than the 6.
Yeah.
Was it all camo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
that's what
it
I
was
thought.
camo. It was the same as their Fastenal scheme where it has like the 2 lines
Yeah.
that like separate the blues.
What
but
a terrible
instead
picture.
it's black with like the red. Well, it was mostly crashed.
True.
With the red, white, and blue, the cool like OG dark olive drab camo.
I like the little Old
American
Glory in the front.
flag
Yeah.
on the grill.
Yeah.
So random, but looks so good. This was a super good looking scheme.
And right on the lip too.
Yep.
Sick.
Yeah, that's a Trackhouse thing. I've pointed that out before.
Yep.
Truex, this was out of left field.
Yeah, because
they,
don't they normally just run the same thing?
they run the exact same American flag NRA scheme every year. So this one's different. Looks cool. Also looks a little random.
I kind of like it though.
Go back up to Truex's. My one complaint with it is the red for some reason stops in front of the wheel well in some spots for no reason.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of random. But I really like this scheme. I think it's a good red, white, and blue scheme. 20.
I liked this.
Is it
A
bad
s-
that I didn't
it's-
even notice that was a
It's
red,
a
white,
soft.
blue scheme
Well,
last
it's a
night?
night race.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it.
And it's as dark of blue as you can go, and the number's black. Like it's kind of. I feel like it's a very low effort scheme, but doesn't look bad.
It was subtle, but I liked it.
It's sharp.
21. Honestly, not their worst work.
To me, it just
Their
looks like
worst
also-
driver, but
They started adding the Ford logo on
to
the front of
me,
the car.
this just looks like the regular Wood Brothers scheme, but they changed the black to the blue and added some stars.
I like the stars.
Well, it's,
Yeah.
it's the deck scheme.
Yeah.
It's not bad. 22, no effort. 23,
Really mad that they didn't run
great
anything.
scheme, but bad week. to
Somebody
run it.
Yeah.
somebody said it in Discord. They're like, "You have Air Force as a fucking sponsor. What are you doing?
I don't get it.
What are you doing running
Also,
a money
the
line?"
white in the headlights looks so stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That adds to like Corey LaJoy saying they look like orca whales
They do.
by adding random white inside the headlights. I don't understand. It's like they forgot to wrap there. 24, not a bad looking scheme, although it looks like the red is different on the number.
It is. Yep.
But for some reason, it looks like this scheme was designed for like a Camry, and they put it on a Chevy. It was really obvious in their renders, but like the blue on the front end just doesn't match the body lines at all.
I thought it looked good
It's
on
like
the
they
track.
just ran out. 31, not America. 34, kind of America.
I don't think. I think
America-ish.
I think that's just the regular one though.
No, they've never run Walmart. I don't think the 34. The 51 has.
Yep.
But yeah, it's kind of like a failed effort. This is kind of along the same line.
What in the hell is there? Why is there a Warthog on the side?
I don't know. That's
Oh, Warthog air compressor store. That's why. It's on the hood too.
yeah. There's just a lot going on in this scheme. Another scheme where like the chrome number makes the number look so much worse.
Why is the Warthog puking a star?
Because America.
Ah!
No,
I
he's
think it's
not
coming out of his
puking.
nose.
He's
Yeah.
spitting it. He's spitting freedom at the enemies. 40,
Oh, sick!
41, super good looking scheme.
That's a sharp car.
Yeah.
I
The
like that.
silver on the hood was kind of weird to me.
What's on the roof too? It
Yeah.
carries through the roof and the deck lid. It looks.
I
like.
mean, super cool looking scheme. I like it a lot.
Yep, I liked it.
42, still at
This isn't as bad as the other ones have,
it's
but the
some
Scott
sort of
over the line just pisses me
it's
off.
some sort of Harry Gant throwback that just looks so out of place.
Yeah,
43, kind of American flaggy.
It's
the-
okay.
The gold dollar kind of looks bad. The 44 looks like it was wrapped by an 11-year-old. 45 scheme of the year. 47,
not America.
not America, not even a little bit.
Love it.
48, it's I don't love the styling of their graphic design that they do on this car. But this is their best American flag scheme they've ever done on the Ally schemes.
Agreed.
Yep.
Last year it looked very like MS painty. This looks like something that some dude would be wearing on a Harley Davidson, but it still looks cool.
Yep.
And it
Glass
has-
cribbins.
if you scroll up a little bit, the white stripes coming down that you can see like an inch of, Hoonigan stripes. They look like the Hoonicorn American flag. 50. This is another one of those they just Googled American flag
Yeah, this didn't come out very
online and
good.
just pasted on the car.
They tried.
That's a different company, by the way. That company, whatever they're called, bought out the money team.
Amerivet. No, it's rebranded.
They
Yeah.
rebranded it.
But they pretty much just like,
So Floyd Mayweather's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
yeah, they just bought everything from them. Not America. The 54 looked
Kind of.
better on the car than it did in the renders.
I don't understand. Why is the camo not on the whole? Like, why does it look like it starts at the A pillar and ends at the C pillar? And
'Cause
they
it
just
does.
left-
They faded into it because Monster has to be on a solid black background.
True.
But it looks better on the car because in the renders, it was just a hard line.
Sharp line, yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
just black to camo to black again. 66, scroll up real quick. Bro,
What happened to the? We're only doing the American
That's
part.
what I
I'm
keep
giving
trying to
them
tell
a little
them
bit of
that.
credit. Work of art. This scheme is fucking
We're
sick.
going to do non-America after.
There's only one. 71, super good.
I
looking
thought
scheme.
that was sick.
I
That
liked
was
it
really
a lot.
clean.
The only thing I didn't like about it is the chrome numbers.
And the driver behind the wheel.
That too.
I don't hate Zane. I just don't think he's good. 77.
Ziegler car.
Terrible.
This thing is fucking gorgeous.
I love this car.
That's awful.
I
Really?
love every
I
inch of this
don't
car.
like the yellow on top of it.
I think it works.
I
And
think it looks
it's,
cool.
I think it's the most original American flag design. Like what they have going on. I think it looks more intentional than the rest of them that just look pasted on the car. 84, I have complaints. 99, just good scheme.
All right, what's it gonna be?
My American flag scheme of the week is 77. Your least favorite. My
Wow,
favorite.
that is a horrible pick.
I think it looks good. I like that.
I love it. I have no
I
problem
like
with the
that
yellow.
I like
think
that it
it's
looks
fine.
like the original Ziegler scheme, and then it fades almost into a full America car.
Yeah,
like
but like I said, the design that they used isn't just a copy and pasted, just American flag pattern.
they tried.
It's a custom. It works with the scheme. It's original. I love it. I think it looks fantastic.
All right.
Every picture I saw of that car, I didn't think that'd be my number one, but every time I saw it, I thought it looked better and better.
All right. Well, that's that.
Non-American.
And
Norm's scheme of the week.
Non-American.
We already talked about
There's
it, so
only
what's-
one
what's
to
the pick?
mention. The 5 car. It's scheme of the year.
Oh yeah.
It's such a good. It's such
That's
a
the only
good-looking
reason
car.
why I'm adding like an asterisk next to this because it's the only time we're going to see this scheme. But it is like my favorite scheme of the year.
It's so
It's
good.
really, really good.
This is one of like the rare occasions where Blackbeard is just hitting on all 8 cylinders.
Yeah.
Like he's been kind of missing a little bit, but this scheme is just so good.
Yeah. I like
Even
it a
though the
lot, for
passenger
sure.
side looks a little weird because the numbers tilted the wrong way. So the scheme changes on the passenger side. Driver side looks phenomenal.
Yeah, looks really, really good. All right, let's keep going here. We that is for the scheme of the week, and now the Some Things Not segment, in which we call Off Track. Norm, what do you got for the folks?
I didn't do too much. Obviously, holiday weekend. The weather played a lot into what I had going on. Saturday, I decided to dust off the S10 and work on that a little bit.
Yeah, where's that at?
At my house, just turning green.
Fair.
Haven't really wanted to mess with it too much, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's supposed to be beautiful this weekend. I was like, I'll dig into the electrical issue and at least figure that out. Obviously, the transmission's still leaking. That's a problem for another day, but I wanted to figure out the electrical. So I started by ripping all the electrical apart, separated the alternator harness from the rest of the truck, unhooked it from the ECU, unhooked it from the alternator, and kind of just isolated it. And ran continuity through it, made sure that the wiring was good, which it actually was. And so I chased grounds and I chased other things and just made sure everything else on the truck was good. And I pretty much just said, it's got to be the alternator. So I pulled the alternator out, went to O'Reilly's, plopped the alternator on the desk at O'Reilly's and go, hey, I need a water pump. And the guy looks at me really funny. I thought it was pretty funny of me to do that. He goes, does it look like that? I was like, yep. He goes, all right, cool.
Norm is the funniest person in his own world.
Yes.
I thought that was the funniest thing I could possibly do. I was hoping the guy I got is the guy that's been there for like 40 years. So he's not an idiot. I was hoping I'd get some random teenager that got like super confused because that would be even funnier
Is
for
it
me.
2 or 4-wheel drive?
Yeah, like drop that down on the desk and be like, I need a water pump. And the kid just looks at me and looks down at the desk, looks at me down at the desk. What kind of car? Like all confused. But unfortunately, the guy was like, does it look like that? And like he kind of like saw where I was going with it.
You
Like,
saw
yep.
right through your bullshit.
Yeah. So we had a good laugh at that. That guy's super cool.
Very dad joke of
Henry,
you.
good guy at O'Reilly's.
Henry.
Henry, dude. If you ever at O'Reilly's in Merrimack, hit up Henry. But I'm like, I need a new alternator. This one is Le Poupe. And he goes, all right, cool. He pulls out a new alternator. He goes, all we have is a new one. I was like, that's fine. And as he's ringing me up, I'm like, you know what? What's the warranty on this? Just so I know. He goes, lifetime. I was like, oh, see if that's still in your system. the alternator that I bought from you guys a year and a half ago. He's like, did you buy it from us? I was like, yes. I'm like, and I'm pretty sure it was new. He goes, okay, cool. And he's like, oh, yep, barcode, scans the barcode. He goes, all right, you're free to go.
Sick.
I was like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, let's go.
That's awesome.
I'm like, I'm so glad I asked that question because I would have just paid it and walked away.
That's awesome.
But
What
I
a
was like-
win.
I was like, I'll take a free alternator. And I was like, throw me a new serpentine belt while we're at it, just because I have it off. I might as well replace it.
Yeah.
So got home, put the new alternator in, found a couple little things going on, like my air intake had ruptured a hole in the filter from chafing on the fender well or whatever. Fixed that. I found kind of a iffy ground that I don't think it was a problem, but it broke as soon as I had to move it because I had to loosen up the whole alternator like accessory bracket.
Yeah.
It broke, so I replaced that. I had to rewire a new eyelet onto that, which wasn't fun because it's like down underneath the engine. So I'm like reaching down through the radiator to like wire this little fucking eyelet on, and the eyelet needs to be so big and it's tough because it's a bigger bolt. So it's kind of a hassle. But got that all wired in there, put the battery back in, started up. It's now charging.
Good.
Still not at full 14 volts like it should be. For whatever reason, my truck likes to charge at like 13.7, 13.8. I still don't know what's going on there. I had the tuner look at it. I've looked at it. I've had friends look at it. Something in my truck tells it to charge a little less than it normally should. Whatever. It's charging. It's doing good. Have that sorted. Like I said, fixed a couple other problems. Ordered a new air filter. I think I'm going to wire in a electric cutoff for the battery because it has such a parasitic draw and it sits so much. That thing sits for weeks at a time that I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to put in electrical cutoff. So I'm trying to find one that's not super ghetto and going to catch my truck on fire. But
You don't want to leave it on trickle charger?
no, I park it outside. I'm not going to run a trickle charger across the yard every day and leave it plugged in or
I
take
would.
the battery out every time I drive it.
No, I'd go more kill switch. Seems
Yeah.
easier.
Should be fine.
Yeah, it's
That'll
just
do you just
running two wires throughout the truck. And
Kill
Well,
switch
good.
seems
That's-
easier than running a friggin' extension cord through the yard. And
yeah,
somebody unplugs it by accident or runs it over.
like I park it in a carport, so it wouldn't be like impossible for me to like run a wire underground and put like an electrical outlet on the carport, but it's more the other end, making sure it doesn't get randomly unplugged and shit like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not worth. I'll just put a cutoff in it. I don't think the battery is the issue. It's a brand new battery. I think it's the truck has an issue. Somehow, when I wired the ECU or something like that, I probably wired it to a constant power, not a switched power. So the ECU is probably just sitting there chilling with like 2 volts running through it at all times and just slowly kills the battery.
Right.
But like I said, it's mostly the fact that it sits so much and it's not in a garage where I can just plug it in. Because if that was the case, I would just have it always plugged in. It's parked outside. So I'm not going to go through the effort of wiring in a trickle charger, but I do want to get a nice little cutoff switch for it. I want to put it right inside the truck. That way it's just a second key that I have to hit. And then I'll do that.
Nice. Nice. Well, good stuff. What about you, Dan? What you got?
Like Norm said, holiday weekend. So it was
Yep.
the last minute thrash last week to get Les Ponpoon in Les Watre.
She's floating.
She'd be floating. Unwrapped it on Tuesday last week. Got it running Wednesday. Dragged it up there Wednesday. Got it in the water. No issues. Went up to the camp first time this year. The grass was about 2 feet high. That was fun. Hadn't been there at all since last year. The bugs were insane. We were trying to put the cover on the boat, and it was just, we were getting absolutely, I'm covered in bug bites still. I'm like, if you see me itching on the live stream, don't worry about it. Don't question it.
Yeah, don't judge me.
So that was Wednesday. Then what sucked is we went out for a ride, and it's like, God, wait, it's not the weekend yet. We still have to go 2 more days before the long weekend. This sucks.
As soon as you get out there, you're like,
Yeah.
mailing it in.
Oh, wrap. Well, there was people out there. There was actually a good amount of people out there. You know, just we realized we actually ran into the guy we sold our jet ski to, and he lives up there. So I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, man, how nice must that be? Like, I had a shitty day at work. I'm gonna go hop out on the boat with a couple beers and just go relax. I'm like, damn it, that must be awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we went up there Friday on the way up to the lake. Dropped the GTI off at a buddy's shop, so that can finally get fixed. Because I kind of miss not driving it because it's broken. So hopefully we find out how much that's gonna hurt soon. Probably gonna hurt though. Yeah, and then we were basically up at the lake all day from Friday night to 10 p.m. Sunday night. We finally said pack it up and head home. I mean, it ended up being a beautiful weekend. We knew Saturday was going to be nice. It was high 70s and bright sunshine. Sunday was supposed to be shitty and ended up being a beautiful day. I was in the water both.
Nice.
I was in the lake both days. I couldn't get over the lake's already 73.
I was going to ask how cold the water is.
Lake's already in the mid 70s. It was or low to mid 70s. It was super comfortable. Little like when you first get in, it's like whoo, and then you're like, oh wait, I'm fine. This is cool.
How was it in the pool?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
numb up a little bit.
Yeah. No, and honestly,
It's a great excuse for you, too, when you get
have
out.
been in it when it's colder, so I was shocked that I was like, I can't think of the last Memorial Day weekend I was in the lake. The last couple of years, it's been shitty. Like,
Yeah,
it's been
we haven't had
we
great
haven't had
ones.
a good Memorial Day weekend in a while. So that was good. You know, just getting the place back into summer shape. You know, mow the lawn, get all the shit sorted out,
Yeah.
put everything. You know, we put all the furniture inside and stuff in the winter, so get everything back outside.
Yeah,
Just get everything
usual
set
stuff.
up. But it was nice to hang out up there. Both Friday and Saturday night played a bunch of just card games with the wife and the sister. Little Phase 10, little Skip-Bo, we relearned how to play Uno. I don't know how people keep families together with that fucking game.
I forget how to play it.
It's not that hard once you figure it out.
Saturday.
But I think Steph was going to divorce me if I hit a draw 2 on her one more time. It's like 6 turns in a row. I'm like, I'm going to need you to draw 2. She's like, fuck. Comes around again. I'm going to need you to draw 2. Come on. She was getting so mad. But
That's
it came
awesome.
back on me too, so don't worry about it. It was just fun, just hang out, nice weather, have like the screens open and shit.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Just breeze rolling through, playing card games, hanging out, couple drinks. Yeah, came home last night. And then went out today. Today was supposed to be a mess weather-wise. Wasn't supposed to come in until later this afternoon, so we're like, oh, we'll go play golf in the morning. Yeah, that was wrong. We never really got rained on, but we were basically in fog the entire time, and it was honestly the most frustrating type of golf I've ever played.
Yeah, because you can't find your damn ball.
Can't see it. You watch where
So
it
you're
goes.
saying humidity made it impossible to play?
Yeah, it was weird.
So I get it. NASCAR was right the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
But you play. So like, even if you don't know where exactly it landed, sometimes you can see it bounce and you're like, oh, it bounced to the left. I'll go over there and look. When you lose it 50 yards after you hit it and you're just like, it went that way.
Yeah.
I don't know where it ended, but it went that way. Like I lost more. That sleeve of balls you gave me last week, gone. And not even on bad shots. It was just like, I think it went over here. And the course we played, we love it, but it's a very, like, the woods are really thick. So a lot of the holes are like, the sides of it slope towards the woods. So if you miss, it's going to bounce and go into the woods, which, again, normal, no fog, you can kind of see where it goes. I mean, you can usually find it. Not today. No, not at all.
That's
It
frustrating.
was frustrating. I mean, we had fun. It was an okay day. You know, it was cold and kind of shitty out, but we had a good time. And then, had a nice lunch. Came down here. Hey, anything's better than work on a Monday.
Yeah,
right?
we'll take it.
Am I right?
I'm gonna add to what you said with having the windows open thing, because the past, obviously, everyone that listens knows that I got the new house in September, and last house in the dead end, we're right up against the water, and the winter it was brutal.
Yeah, you're getting your shit kicked.
Yeah,
You're getting the shit kicked out of you
wind
in the winter.
ripping off the water with no leaves on the trees to slow it down. Like, the house was whistling all winter, and we had a pretty stormy winter in terms of, like, wind and rain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but now it's perfect because it's been like high 60, low 70 for the past like week, and I just shut the air off entirely. We have central in it, which is great.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? If I could save some electricity for a little while until it gets real bad, we'll do that. So I've had the windows open and the fans on like for the whole week, and it's been perfect to sleep in.
That's what I do. I haven't even put the ACs in yet. We put a window unit in the bedroom, and we have a big one that goes in the downstairs in the living room, and it does the whole downstairs. My house with the basement, I don't have insulation on the basement ceiling, essentially.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks because it's a little cold in the winter. But in the summer, like right now, it's awesome. Because
Keeps it cool.
We've actually, last week when it was touching 90 last week, we kept the windows closed, and the house was still 68, 69, 70 degrees. It was still comfortable in there, but the upstairs, we've had the windows open for the last like 2 weeks because it gets stuffy up there.
Yeah.
I almost called into this today. I almost was like, no, we got home from golf, ate a big lunch. So we got home. She was like half asleep. And I'm like, man, I could just lay down right now and take a nap. I go upstairs to the bedroom to like get my shit together and take off. And as soon as I get in the bedroom, there's a breeze blowing right through both windows across the room. And I'm like, I could just lay in bed right now and just
That'd be nice.
and just take one of those like mid-afternoon coma naps because that's the kind of weather it was.
It's perfect.
But
I had a pretty good weekend. Well, we also got the Harlequin back this week, which
Proud of
is
you.
nice. So I've had it out probably 3 or 4 times this week, which is awesome. Taking it out for a rip, running mint. So really happy to enjoy that thing again. But this weekend did a little golf outing for my sister's birthday. Played on Sunday.
Saw you went and played 9.
Yep, played a quick 9 Sunday morning. Did really well. My mom, I started golfing with my mom long after I started. She wanted to get into it, so I started teaching her, and then she really loved it. Started taking lessons, and she's retired now, so she plays like twice a week in like the old lady tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
She like finishes top 3 almost like every week. She's really fucking good now. So her whole goal in life has been to beat me.
Yep.
And it almost happened.
So you had to take 2 years off for her.
Yeah. So I
So
had
you could do pretty good in the old lady tournaments, huh?
Yeah, I'd do pretty well. So I knew I was like, this is the day that I lose to my mom, and it's going to be horrible because
Yep.
she's going to rub it in my face forever. Mind
There-
you, I've beat her like 75 times.
But the one time it's going to be like your Christmas card this year. It's going to have like the score. Fuck you.
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be the week of the wedding when we get the free round and she plays, and she's going to beat me then, and then I'm going to talk about the entire wedding. But going into the final hole, mom is +3 on me. I was like, it's over.
Oh no.
She's +3 on a par 4, and it's a really tough par 4.
Yeah.
It's probably 2 1/4 to the pin, but it's an island,
Yeah.
so it's a very difficult hole.
Yeah.
I hit an absolute bomb, and I was like, shit, too far. It lands a foot shy of the water. I chip it on, and I got probably a 35-foot putt.
Yeah.
Sink the 35-footer for birdie, and she puts it in the drink. She goes 2 over.
No.
I went 1 under. We tie. She was pissed.
Oh, she had to blow up on the final hole. Can't handle
Yeah.
the pressure. Can't handle the pressure.
It was my sister's 40th. Big shouts to my sister. So we were the last round that went out. So it was my fiance, myself, my mom, my dad playing the last foursome. So the whole party is up on like the little bar deck there,
Yep.
cheering us on. My mom, getting in my mom's head. I was like, Mom, good news. You got 3 extra strokes to give at the beginning of the hole. She's like, don't say it. She puts it
don't
in the
worry,
water. I was
nobody's
like,
watching.
It's okay, Mom. You still got an extra one to give. She's like, shut up. And she had like probably an 8-footer to beat me by 1 and barely missed it.
Oh.
And then I hit the long one and beat her. So it was fun. We had a great time. But also had a mini cookout. Had a few people over on Sunday. If you listen to Topics Under the Stairs, Dan and Kay were over, which is awesome to see them as always. They're the best.
They are the best.
Fired up the smoker. Had a little catastrophe with that at about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Almost lit his house on fire.
Yep. That didn't go well, but we recovered. And yeah, just had a really good time. So and here we
Where
are.
is the smoker? Is it still like under your deck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see how that'd be a problem.
Yeah. But we had a great time. So yeah.
Just a great
Happy Memorial
just
Day.
Love the Memorial Day weekend because it's the start of the summer stuff.
Yeah.
It was nice to be up at the lake this weekend, and then it's like, oh, look at the weather next weekend. Oh, damn, it's gonna be nice next weekend too. You know,
Yeah.
Like, so
And I'm going to take back the big shouts to Dan and Kay because the group text right now, I have 37 texts that have come in since we started because Dan, Kay, and Steph are going off. So I just
block
texted them, unsubscribe.
just leave. Kyle has left the group chat.
Yeah. So that's that. Any other bits you want to add? Shall we hit the news?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Let's rock and roll.
Breaking news.
And yes, Dodger, big on the mind games.
The news.
News. A couple bits of news here. Nothing too groundbreaking as of official news, but some fun stuff to talk about. First thing I wrote down here was the number 8.
Yeah.
Not sure how many.
What about it?
I'm not sure how many people are following this whole saga, but I'm
Wicked
sure.
Witch of the South.
Yes, I'm sure plenty of people know. If you don't, the Wicked Witch of the Southeast, as Dan is referring to, is Teresa Earnhardt, Dale Earnhardt's widow. She and DEI have owned the number 8, the forever famous number 8.
The trademark Dale Jr. font. 8.
Right. forever.
As well as the 1 is the 1
yes.
too. I think they got rid of the 15 though, didn't they?
Yes, the only thing that's left is the 1. So
Yeah.
anyway, the patent or trademark, whatever, is set to expire on June 3rd. A lot of speculation if she was going to renew, whatever she was going to do with it, whatever the case may be. But the 1 font officially is renewed.
That is all I can say is that it's a big fuck you to Ty Norris.
That's exactly what she's
all
doing.
that is.
Yeah, she wants Ty Norris to have nothing to do with the 1, so the 1 has been renewed. But the question mark was what was going to happen with the 8. There has now been paperwork filed, the DEI to DEJ, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Holdings, file has been filed.
Yep.
Paperwork has been filed to transfer the ownership of the number 8 to Dale Earnhardt Jr. Holdings.
And didn't the trademark say for use in auto racing competition?
Yes.
It wasn't just like for use
So,
on T-shirts.
Yeah.
all of
marketing
the
or-
all of the information on the paperwork is for merch, metal goods, soft goods, so cups, license plates, flags,
But I thought it
shirts,
said-
fleeces, whatever. I'm not done.
Okay. Fuck you.
Anything you could potentially make, metal, plastic, fabric, whatever. But the last piece of it,
We're gonna have 8 mankinis at this point.
I'll wear 2 of them. The last piece of it was for professional sports.
Yes.
In fact, specifically referencing
Auto racing.
auto racing. So don't expect Dale Earnhardt to all of a sudden buy a charter and get the 8 car, because obviously we have an 8 car on track, but that 8 car font, the famous font of the 8 that we're also familiar with and haven't seen since 2008, will now be owned by Dale Earnhardt.
He could put it on his late model. He could put it on an Xfinity car. He can do whatever the fuck he wants with it.
Yep. Kyle Busch, in theory, could run an 8 throwback next year with permission from Dale Earnhardt, which I'm sure he would always
I
give
think
them.
That is the most important part about this entire thing, is RCR is not buying the 8 trademark.
Yep.
Dale Jr. is buying the 8 trademark or attempting to buy it.
He is. They're transferring.
They're not even buying it. He's
So-
just transferring the trademark.
And the funniest part about all of this is it's not she's letting it lapse and he's filing for it. The filing is for a transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So whether this be an olive branch or not, we don't know. But
According to Kelly, it is not.
okay,
yeah,
Kelly
there was a
posted
Twitter
on
post.
Twitter.
Yep.
They're like, oh, wow, this seems like it might be like a forward, like a step forward
Someone-
for the family
yeah.
or something like that. And Kelly immediately commented on it, like, no, not even a little bit.
Yeah, she had a pretty dry response of like,
Okay,
no,
good.
So, because I did see that post as well.
yeah. Well, either way, no matter what, if Dale Earnhardt can own his famous number 8, I think it is justified that the man that made it famous is the man that owns it.
The world is healing. As
Yes.
they say.
Same. There's a couple charters floating around. Dale Jr.'s got the money. Martin Truex Jr. supposedly retiring, dude. Chance 2 lives on in Cup.
That's
That's all
what
I'm
you-
saying.
he said chance 2, and I lost my mind. I was like, yo,
881, dude. Bring it back to Cup. I'm ready for
the
it.
8 and the 81 with Truex doing a year to get it off the ground.
Right. Junior scoops up Rodney and Barry, brings them over. Let's go.
That'd be wild.
Yep.
I'll take that. All right, let's keep going on the news here. We got Ricky Stenhouse back in the news. This is more of a callback than news. What is the news, Dan?
Ricky Stenhouse, as you may have listened to last week or saw everywhere because NASCAR and everybody else posted the 8 million views about 6 million times.
Yep.
Seriously, how many different angles of that fight did we have?
A lot.
Jordan Bianchi, I think, was inside of Kyle Busch at one
I'd
point.
say
Like,
we had close,
I think he was in the fire suit with him.
Yeah.
we had close to 75,000 different views of that
I
fight.
think so, yeah. So on that point, NASCAR came out on Wednesday after 2 full days of
Promoting the shit out of
promoting
it.
the absolute shit out of this fight, selling tickets to the Coke 600, selling tickets to the All-Star race, pumping up I think Bianchi's video had like 8 million views on it or something. Like, they are just spreading this shit everywhere. Not to mention, before I get to the bulk of this, the stuff that NASCAR wasn't even doing. This fight got you on Pat McAfee. It was on SportsCenter. It was everywhere. Everywhere. Which, to me, that's good. That you got eyes on the sport.
Publicity. We need
Publicity, baby.
it. We'll take every bit of it.
Well, on Wednesday, NASCAR decides to drop the hammer on the 47 crew. Ricky Stenhouse was fined $75,000, One of his crew guys was suspended for 4 races, one of them for 8 races. His father was indefinitely suspended. I think that was all of them, right?
Yeah, I believe that's all of it.
Nothing for Kyle Busch and the 8 crew at all, for nothing.
Understandably, other than Kyle's on track.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where I think a penalty was deserving.
I don't
but obviously
think
nothing his crew did in the garage warranted.
I think his
response from
crew
NASCAR.
is under the self-defense umbrella, in my opinion. But I think Kyle should have been penalized for what he did on track, because we have seen intentional wrecking.
Yeah, North
get
Wilkesboro is
penalized
a
before.
stand your ground track.
Yeah.
It's also a standing water track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, my thoughts on this is I agree with everything except the fine. I think the crew guys should be penalized. When you got crew guys putting Kyle Busch in a headlock and your father throwing haymakers at Kyle Busch, can't have that. You cannot have that. I mean, I saw the video. There was a video someone put out that isolated what the crew guys did. I mean, one of them had Kyle in a headlock at one point. Like, you can't have that. We can't have crew guys actively fighting with drivers. Crew guys want to fight other crew guys? By all means, stay the fuck off this truck.
Driver fights the driver. That's it.
Yeah.
The only time that a crew member can jump in is if they're pulling them both apart.
Yeah. Stenhouse Sr. getting indefinitely suspended.
Deserved.
100%, dude. You are not a part of the team. You have a hard card because of your son. You got to act better than that. You can't be jumping in. I mean, I love that he did. Don't get me wrong. But I still think it's well deserved.
I understand why he did. If, I was in the same position and it was my son, I would do the same thing. I would expect any father to do it, but you also have to understand the consequences that come with it.
I think it's
And
a little
justified.
different, though, when you have a 40-year-old son opposed to a 17 or 18-year-old son.
100%. But
Like Nick Sanchez, Matt Crafton. Yeah, a dad can step in that instance because that's a grown-ass man trying to fight a teenager.
Yeah.
But Ricky Stenhouse, being in his late 30s, fighting Kyle Busch in his mid-40s, I don't think dads need to get involved in that. Somebody's going to end up dead.
Yeah.
yeah, but you're not a dad, so I'm neither are we, so we can't really speak to it. But I don't think the
I get
defending of your son feeling ever goes
I
away.
completely
Right, but
understand.
your son is the one who hit the other one.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
I completely get why he did it, but you can't do that.
Yeah,
What
I know what
have-
you're saying. He shouldn't have done it, but you're never going to be able to tell a dad to not defend his son.
Exactly. Yeah.
So in my opinion on all of this, I understand all of it. Do I think Stenhouse deserved a fine? Yes, I do actually.
It's the
I
amount.
think it's $75,000 worth of a fine? No.
This was the most expensive fine NASCAR's ever given out for a physical altercation.
Yeah,
Which I think is ridiculous.
I see it from both sides. I agree with you 100%. You should not be promoting this if you're going to poo-poo it shortly thereafter. Do I think they needed to do something to say they did something about it? Yes, because it was premeditated, because he waited 2.5 hours. He was back in street clothes. If it was, we just got out of the car at the exact same time, we're on pit road, tempers are flaring, you throw the fists then, the Noah Ross thing, you let that go. The fact that he sat there for 2 hours and was waiting for him at the flagpole after school kind of thing.
Yeah.
NASCAR has to do something. I think it should have been a slap on the wrist. I think it should have been a, $10,000 to Ricky. Everybody else kind of got what they deserved.
And that's
His dad 1,000% deserved it. The team pretty much deserved that as well.
Yeah.
I just think the monetary fine was
And that's-
really exuberant.
that's essentially what Bianchi said on the teardown. He said literally, fine him $10,000, but whisper in his ear like, "Listen, we just gotta make it look like we're doing something, but keep it up."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
stay in the
Like,
hauler for like an extra 15 minutes. Make it seem like we're really yelling at you.
Yeah, like $75,000, and I saw people basically saying that Crafton got 25 for the Sanchez thing last year, and obviously with other stuff they've talked about that everything gets bigger as you go up the series. So what is that? A $50,000 punch in Xfinity, 75 in cut. I think you can't use a scale like that.
Yeah.
I just think $75,000 is ridiculous to the point where other drivers this week. Did you see the Priest interview? Someone, I forget, it might have been Claire. I forget, somebody asked him earlier in the week what he thought about it. And he was like, if that was me, I couldn't come to the racetrack this week. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, that's a lot. Like, that's crippling money for a smaller team, smaller name driver. Obviously, Denny Hamlin gets charged $75,000 fine. He laughs it off,
Yeah.
Right.
But Ryan Priest was like, if I get charged that, I can't race this week. Like, I have no money,
Yeah. That's
So
It's a lot.
I think I agree with you. They needed to do something. They needed to send a message, whatever it is, but that's a big message. And I think I think it was too much.
I just hate the premeditated argument because compare it directly to Matt Crafton's. Matt Crafton got wrecked out fairly early in the truck race. At a track, you can easily leave.
You can leave.
Yeah.
And still waited around and hid behind a stack of tires and sucker punched a kid as he was walking by.
That's worse.
$25,000 fine.
Yeah.
Ricky Stenhouse gets wrecked at the beginning of the race, has no option to leave this track.
He physically can't
He
leave.
cannot leave this track. He is stuck there. He is still stuck there when Kyle Busch comes to his hauler.
Mm-hmm.
You think the second the checkered flag waves that they open the gates? No, he's probably still stuck there for another hour before they even let the first person leave the track.
Yeah.
So there is nothing Ricky can do. He goes and has a conversation with him. The conversation doesn't go the way he wants it to go, and they get into a fight. I think that's different than waiting for somebody when you can leave
And sucker punching them.
and hitting them when they're not looking.
Yeah.
Waiting because you have no other choice, and then getting into a verbal confrontation that leads to you punching them, I think is a lot different.
Ricky even said it, that he said if he walked up to Kyle and the conversation had gone differently, he wouldn't have swung. If he walked up to Kyle and it was a calm conversation, and maybe even if Kyle takes blame or doesn't, but it's maybe in a calmer atmosphere or tone.
Yeah.
But Kyle being Kyle Busch, I mean, I'm not putting it all on Kyle. Ricky was yelling too, but he even said Kyle had that smirk on his face, and we all know it. We've all seen the.
Oh, yeah.
We've all seen the smart ass Kyle Busch smirk, and he's yelling, "Go watch the tape! You wrecked me!" Blah, 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 blah. Like, even if Ricky had cooled all the way down, that's gonna fire him right the fuck back up.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't like it didn't ramp up into him swinging. It was just kind of like Kyle mellowed out a lot, and Ricky did too. But it was just like neither of them gave up their ground. They were just like, "Well, yep, it's the way it is." And Ricky's like, "It's not the fucking way it is. You wrecked me on lap 1.
Exactly.
Like, I'm pissed still."
Yeah.
And that's why he swung. It's just, I don't think the punishment fits the crime.
Agreed.
100%.
We've seen a bunch of fights over the years, and half the time it's just like, oh, well, boys have at it. And the other half, it's like, well, I want this guy to fucking walk to the track next week.
But it just kills me. Like I mean, and the other thing too is with the promotion, like a lot of people were saying, you got to realize that that's two different departments. You know, the social media team is probably hyped. They're going to promote the shit out of it. The competition department's not the one posting on social media, you know, but I think you got to have some collaboration in there and be like, listen, we made a lot of money off of that punch. Think about just social, what's the word I'm looking for? Not interactions, the insights, like the social,
Oh, yeah.
the shit that they're getting off of just the clicks, not to mention the eyes on the sport. Like I said earlier, all the places that it was posted, it was all over the damn place.
Yeah.
And now I think they got to collaborate between the social people and the competition people and have one
100%.
be like,
And this has been brought up in the past. It's like you can't say and act one way on social media and in the news and then say and act another way behind closed doors.
exactly.
Like, it's a company. You are representing the face of NASCAR, whether you're here or there. You need to represent it the same on both ends.
100%.
And oh, fuck, I had a train of thought and it's gone. Damn it.
Left the station.
Yep. Corey just left.
Corey, help.
Corey, help.
help.
Find my train.
But anyway, we'll
That's what it was. For them to say, what did they say? It goes against the code of conduct or whatever. Is that the wording they used?
Yep.
It's like it goes against the code of conduct, but we're also going to post it everywhere celebrating it.
Yeah.
Huh?
yeah, it doesn't. It's do as I say, not as I do.
What I was shocked, like I said, with the other driver reaction is what got me. Because everybody got asked about it this week early in Charlotte, like Friday, and when all the drivers were getting there for stuff. And even I saw interviews at like fan days and stuff. Every single one of them was like, that's a lot. So I worry that this is going to deter drivers from showing any emotion. I mean, Daniel Suarez on Twitter he went off.
yeah,
He was
you shared it and said Suarez for president.
Daniel
2024.
Suarez, dude, now officially an American, dude. He's the face of this country right now.
Yeah.
You saw my tweet?
He speaks for the people. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like all these drivers are now like, holy shit, that's a lot. Like I worry that, again, I'm not saying I want guys punching each other in the face every goddamn week, but look at how excited we all get when it happens.
Yeah, I
You know?
tweeted. So since he's officially official, Suarez 2024 # Suarez for Prez.
Nice. I missed that. I didn't see that.
Yeah, proud of that one.
So, but
I made you like my emoji usage. This hit American flags and bald eagles and Statue of Liberty.
But I
Suarez
just-
for Prez.
it was one of the few times we've seen drivers unanimously all in
Yeah,
agreement.
it's bullshit.
They were like, "Holy crap, that's a lot."
Yeah.
So
Anyway, all right, let's keep moving. We got a couple other quick bits of news that we'll talk about, and then we'll get into some speculation, I suppose. Little padded room-ish stuff.
padded room comes to life.
Yep, padded room. Saddle up, boys and girls. Anyone that's on the YouTube live. This should be fun. Anyway, Rhett Jones Racing in the news because Noah Gragson was driving the number 30 for the Xfinity race.
A lot of what we used to call bushwhackers in the Xfinity race this week.
Yeah, good amount.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a team that Noah has had an affiliation with for a few years now.
Yep, when he got the boot last year, he was running their late model.
Yep, they are a late model team. He's run them at the Snowball Derby for the past few years.
Yeah, Frankie Muniz runs their ARCA car a lot.
So super cool to see them step into the Xfinity program. Obviously, they
Did well.
They had a technical alliance with Stuart Haas. I'm assuming it was pretty much a Stuart Haas car with
Yeah.
their stuff on it. But yeah, came out swinging.
Yeah, looks really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for them, they were the very first car out in qualifying. So he kind of didn't have a great qualifying run just because of that, but performed during the race and had a great race because of it.
Yeah, he was up front, got them a lot more eyeballs than they probably have ever gotten before. So I think it was a great weekend for them. JGR in the news, couple driver announcements. We got our boy Josh Bilicki, been on the show, good guy. He will be in the 19 car for select races starting at Portland. So great to see him get a good
That
opportunity.
is a massive promotion for Josh Bilicki.
When I
100%.
saw that, I had to read it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, am I really reading JGR? Like that? Really?
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah, he's
for
got
him.
that Ziegler money, dude. He's bringing it to the Toyotas, and he's gonna have a pretty good
No,
hot rod
Carson,
under him.
Carson Osvar's got that now.
I think Josh is still aligned with them, though.
I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
No, I thought he was. Still, I could be wrong.
Hey, doesn't matter. He's going to be in the 19 car, so he's going to have a
That's-
really
he's
good
got-
He's
opportunity.
got something behind him.
Yep.
I am very excited to see what he does in that car because, I mean, he's stepping into a car that can go win the race.
Unfortunately, it's at Portland,
Yeah, but
which is a GoPro Motorplex track with less signage.
But he's good at it.
He's good at road courses, so
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what he does in that car.
And also in that car, Norm's boy, Mr. Brett Moffitt, will be
Let's
in it at
go.
Iowa. So congratulations to both of them, getting some great opportunities behind the wheel. I think well-deserved for both of them, gentlemen.
I love me some BM, dude. So let's go, Brett.
Like them both. Also, we had some news that the money team, TMT, has been rebranded to Team Amerivet.
Amerivet. Fuck,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Here to come in 40th place, yeah.
Yep, because Ty Dillon was behind the wheel of the 50 car for Charlotte. So
Oh, wait, they beat JJ Gately.
that's fair. All right. We also have some NASCAR news to talk about. The 2025 Hall of Fame inductees were voted in. They did, in fact, track down Carl Edwards to let him know. It may have taken a day or two, but they did find him.
They
It
did
was,
find
it
him. I
was
didn't.
not instantly. I'll
Nope.
tell you
Oh,
that.
I was gonna say I never heard that they actually found him.
They did. I saw it like the next morning. Carl Edwards, Ralph Moody, and Ricky Rudd. Congratulations to them for the 2025 Hall of Fame inductee. Also, changes to the Roval. Norm.
Not great. They took a couple
Not great.
turns. They took a couple turns that were
Yeah.
kind of excitement corners, and they just made them. I mean, first gear. I think Brad Perez said turn 16 is going to now be a 3-point turn.
Yeah, it looked like
it's,
it.
It's literally like a 180, if not tighter.
I'm kind of here for it.
It's going to be
The
chaos.
more I look, so I didn't like it when I first looked at it, but the more I look at it, what they're trying to do is create hard braking zones, which has proven bad in the past. Coda turn 1, Indy turn 1, but they're not going to be going nearly as fast for some of those. Like they're not going to be the end of Coda straightaway. They're going top of 4th gear as fast as they can go. They're still going to be going fast, but you're going to create hard braking zones, and that's what this car needs for passing.
Yeah, I agree with you because some of those are like they're hard braking zones, but not coming off of a very long straight.
Yes.
So it might not be terrible. I'll take the glass half full
And
approach. It might be okay.
Thinking back,
But they also look terrifying.
yeah, they look terrifying. But thinking back to like, again, I'm not an actual race car driver, but when I've raced Coda on iRacing, that like, so you go, what is it? Go through 1, 2, and 3. Then there was that short backstretch, and then that like carousel kind of bullshit down the hill through the kink where Chase took Harvick out or Harvick took Chase out. then back up onto the banking. Like there was never really passing in there. There was no braking. Everybody
You're
was
talking
just.
about the Roval.
Yeah, you said Coda.
Sorry, did I say Coda? The Roval.
Yeah, I was super confused.
Sorry,
I was
sorry.
like visually going through the S's. I'm like, yeah, we sat
I'm
there
like, I'm pretty
under
sure
the
that's-
bridge.
You're
Pretty sure
right.
that's turn
Sorry.
nine.
And then he said
Sorry.
carousel section. I was like,
My bad. The Roval. So like that section, you go through that little short straightaway there, and then you have the right hander that was really long, kind of on and off the throttle, but there's never like slow enough for you to get around anybody.
That turn where was it Chase took the sign out a couple years ago?
Yeah. And it was just that whole section was kind of I'm not gonna say high speed, but you didn't have to brake hard for anything. There was never an opportunity to get next to somebody and pass them.
yeah,
Now they're gonna brake kind of hard into they're gonna go down that back straightaway. They're gonna brake somewhat hard into that right hander. Then you have a short shoot into another little right hander, then hard on the brakes for literally like a over 180-degree hairpin onto the banking. Like that's going to create a shit ton of passing. I mean, I hope it does.
yeah.
It's going to have the opportunity for dive bombs, people getting angry, Ricky Stenhouse punch people in the face and getting fined. Who knows what could happen?
Looking forward to it. We'll
I'm-
find out.
I really like what they're trying to do. I still think that they should just get rid of the fucking Roval and go back to the oval.
Yeah, somebody said I think the best thing we could do is get rid of that last right-hand turn and just make it like 2 long straightaways and then 2 big sweeping turns.
Yes.
And see what happens then.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I also Joe Sanchez, I think it was
Nice.
in Discord, had a great one. We should because I think I said it last night during the 600. How awesome Charlotte looks lit up at night. Like they had the blimp shot and it
Yeah.
looks sick. Joe was like, "Why don't we run the Roval at night?
That'd be
fucking
sweet.
Sick. How sick would that be? And
Put
That
some
track-
headlights on the cars.
That track looks great, and I give them credit for that every time we talk about the
Yeah.
Roval. Is they do such a good job making it look fucking beautiful. But Charlotte's a good track. We don't need the Roval.
we don't. And the Roval was a
We
Band-Aid.
did.
We did. We don't anymore.
We don't now.
Yeah. When the 550 package and the fresh repave was a thing, yeah, we didn't need to go to the Charlotte Oval twice because the race sucked.
Yeah, because 3 years ago it was mile and a half. This now it's like mile and a half.
I
Yay!
look forward to mile and a halfs more than anything else at this point.
Cookie cutter.
Yeah, I wish I had a time machine to go back 10 years and be like, you're gonna love cookie cutters one day.
You may not
Yeah.
get this, but your kids are going to love it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Joe Spinelli, we don't have a night road course, do
Kyle,
we?
you know you
No.
can just respond on the microphone and he'll hear it.
Yeah, I could do that too. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm just
new
throwing
to
it
this.
out there. I'm
New
just
to
throwing
this.
it out there that you could just we have
Thanks,
we
Dan.
have the technology for you to respond and not be
I remember
distracted.
my first YouTube video.
Yeah, it was last week.
I remember my first
I've been in other ones.
Kyle's new at the cam girl thing, all right?
Yeah, I should have started this years ago. Be rich by now. All right. Obviously, we have the Indianapolis 500 this weekend. Do
If
we
you're
want
getting into that, I have one more newsy bit with drivers that you missed.
Go ahead.
Our boy, Bradley Perez.
Yes.
He will be racing at Sonoma for SS Greenlight in the 14.
14 Ford, baby.
Yeah, he said I've got all the Infinity Stones of manufacturers. He's raced Chevys,
Yeah.
Toyotas, and Fords.
Hell yeah.
It's a strange looking car because I'm used to seeing him in orange and blue, the Weiss colors and the Apex colors. It's a pink and purple and black car.
I think sharp
It
looking,
is.
though.
Weiss on the hood, Riffology on the quarter panel. Don't know what that is. Doesn't look like there's any room for us, so that's fine. I get it. We can get the phone call this time.
Proud of you.
It's cool. Yeah, but you don't need us anymore. I like it.
Yep, that's the point.
Yep.
He's grown up.
So I'm super excited. I know he loves racing at Sonoma. So
Yeah.
That's where he works.
yeah, he's done a lot of shit.
One
with
of his
that's
many-
one of
many
his
endeavors.
Yeah, one of his he does the BMW driving experience school
Yeah.
thing. So I know he has a lot of fun at Coda. Fuck, why am I stuck on Coda right now?
Get over it. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Shut up. So I know he really likes Sonoma. Like I said, he's run the truck there that we were on. And then I think he's run Xfinity twice there. Once. I
Has
know he
he?
ran once. Yeah, he ran a Apex coffee car that last year.
I know
Is
he's
that
done.
when he was in the Supra?
Yes, that's the one we saw the bumper off of at the flea market in Florida.
Okay.
That was
Roger.
at Sonoma.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So
Cool. Well,
very
super
hyped,
happy for him,
very
as
hyped
always.
for him. So that'll be cool to watch. I like watching when he's in the race. It's fun to pay
Yeah.
attention to what he's doing.
I mean, I feel like we could just toss some Indy 500 chat in the news because we're not Indy professionals by any means.
yeah.
Obviously, the Indianapolis 500 was delayed by rain, which really sucks, which threw off the whole double thing.
That storm was fucking wild.
That storm wanted nothing to do with Kyle Larson having a good day,
That storm, yeah, not good.
because that storm then followed him to Charlotte,
Yes.
which is very unfortunate. But it was a good race overall. Really exciting finish.
I mean, that whole race was unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, that race is always good. I think I was talking to Matt Wood last night, and he's like, it's a slow burn, but it always delivers, because the first like 150 laps of that race is a lot of strategy, fuel saving. Do I want to be out front? No, you should go. It's almost like Talladega. Like, I'll lead for a while, but I'm burning a bunch of fuel. How about you lead for
there was a lot more exciting bits. I mean, it was mostly just people wrecking, making mistakes and stuff like that. But overall, I think it was an exciting race, start to finish.
That pass for the lead on the last lap.
Oh, yeah.
The balls to just send it in there on the outside on a dirty. Like, if that goes wrong, they're both dead. Not dead, but they're both out. They're both crashed. Maybe. That goes wrong, they're both crashed. You know?
Best response ever, Norm.
So it was such a good race. I thought I heard a thing. It was like the 4th most lead changes and the most leaders ever.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I'm probably wrong.
It's just, Indy is just so foreign to me. Like, I'll watch NASCAR and be like, I can pretty much understand what the air's doing.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why so-and-so got a run and was able to pass so-and-so. Indy, it's so weird how the air works.
When they're halfway down the front stretch,
they get a run
40 miles an hour
and they
faster.
clear them by like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they just reel them back in. It's like, how do these little cars upset the air that much that this guy's getting a 20-mile-an-hour run?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Honestly, my dad and I had a good laugh about it. He goes, these fucking commentators, they make everything sound like it's the craziest thing.
Bro,
you've
Lee
ever seen.
Diffie.
I can't wait for Lee Diffie.
We're getting him. I'm so excited. He could make our Cheez-It race at Loudon last year exciting.
Yeah.
I would pay him to do that.
I was same.
We tried.
We tried.
He could do it better.
We tried.
But I enjoyed it. Like, I sat down, I watched the whole thing start to finish. I was watching the Cup race on my phone as the Indy 500 was finishing. It's the first time I've ever watched the entire Indy 500. It's pretty predictable, just because it's, the guy in second place is just going to pass him, and then the guy behind him is just going to pass him.
The problem
But
is,
it was watching the end, watching Pato and Joseph battle it out. Pato choosing not to pass him into 3 on the second to last lap. It was like, okay, so he wants to pass him on the straightaway. That's cool. But then, like, you still passed him too early. Like, you need to be the guy passing on the last lap, not the guy getting passed on the last lap.
Yeah.
the emotion.
So it was entertaining. I enjoyed it. Obviously.
The emotion out of Pato was tough to watch. I don't know if you watch any of the race. Matt Wood said it perfectly when we were talking yesterday. The best part of the interview is when you can see his eyes and his face. He is trying to come up with a different word than fucking. And then he just says it anyway. Like, he couldn't come up with a better word. I think he was like, I think he was going to say, like, it hurts. And he's like, and he's kind of looking around. And Matt sent me a gif of, like, somebody with a dead look on their face with the loading pinwheel.
Yeah.
Like, this was him, like, loading pinwheel. It fucking hurts. Because I think it's his 3rd time finishing second.
Yeah.
Or being second on the last lap. I think he wrecked last year, if I'm not mistaken. So tough to see that. But the running into the stand celebration, unbelievable.
Here for it.
Did you see Homeboy trying to take a selfie with him when he jumped over the fence?
Oh,
and
almost
and
freaking scissor kicked him in the mouth.
Did you
dude.
hear the security guard? He's like, "What are you doing? What?" Because the guy like jumped up and tried to take a selfie with him as he's jumping over the fence. Like, that's such a cool celebration.
That was great.
Did you see him throw his crew off him?
Yeah.
He's like, I gotta go. And he just fucking, the fact that he went through that little hole, the little photographer hole in the fence, full Hans device, like, we can't even get in the goddamn car at the media challenge with the Hans device on.
Yeah.
He snakes through this like 1 foot opening, jumps the chain link fence in a single bound, like it wasn't even there. Like, that's all adrenaline and emotion.
Yeah,
right
dude's
there.
a fucking track star, dude.
And runs up into the stands. I mean, he made it halfway up the damn section before he was mobbed and couldn't move anymore.
Dude, the concussion he's got to have this morning from every single person in Indy just smashing the fuck out of his helmet.
Yep.
Like, dude, like everybody just, he's going by and they're just like,
Concussion protocol.
Probably not the
Jesus.
good thing to be hitting.
nah, it'll live.
It'll be fine.
It's got a Hans device.
Yeah, but no, I thought it was a great race. And then I stayed around for the post race because like I needed that helicopter shot of Larson, and then they finally show him taking off in the helicopter. I was like, yes, let's go.
Yeah.
There was another race yesterday too. It was fucking terrible.
It was awful. We'll talk
It was
about it.
no, not that one. Good old
Monaco?
parade laps at Monaco.
I
I
don't even bother talking about
The
that.
first time in F1 history that positions 1 through 10 starting did not change. If you started in 8th, you finished in 8th. You started in 2nd, you finished in 2nd. No, there was no passes inside the top 10 the entire race.
Yep. And the streak continues of no one passing for the lead at Monaco.
Yeah.
We've had one pass for the lead since we've been alive.
Dude, those cars are so
They're
fucking
so big. They're so big.
Yeah.
It's too,
Like
too
watching
big.
them do like the historic turn at Monaco.
The casino hairpin.
Yeah,
It's
like
you
it's
can't-
like, dude, these guys are like stopping and reversing to get around this corner.
Yeah, it's
Did you see
insane.
the vintage race they had though? I don't know if that was this weekend or if that
They
was
do it like in the
pre-filmed.
week. Built
But it
up.
was those old cars, dude, just drifting around
Yeah.
every corner. I was like, bring those fucking back.
Yeah.
I want to see Max Verstappen,
Yes.
whatever the fuck
You're
his
right.
stupid last name is. I want to see him struggle so hard in that car.
Yeah.
Because those old guys are just fucking
They got a-
swinging it sideways,
They've got a
drifting around
school
every
bus
corner.
steering wheel and tires this wide, and they're just like, yo. Like they're just getting after it. But you know it's bad. I know Carter Opley just said it in the live chat that it's bad when the F1 fans are like, this is bullshit. Even the commentators, at one point, there was somebody in the back of the pack made an overtake, like an actual clean pulled out past somebody, and they're like, and there's your overtake of the race because it's probably the only one we're gonna see. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Just awful.
But I hate it because Bianchi talked about it on Teardown that I feel very much like him. Like, I'm a traditionalist. I like, Southern 500 on Labor Day weekend, Coke 600 Memorial Day weekend. Like, if they were ever like, yeah, we're not doing Monaco anymore and we're going to put fucking Singapore on Memorial Day weekend, I'd be like, oh, like, it's the thing. You do Monaco, Indy, Coke 600.
It'll always be that way for the
yeah,
longest time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I guess the last bit of news we could talk about is some potential silly season speculations. Obviously, we got some races to talk about. But we'll
I forgot my
breeze through
tinfoil
them.
hat. Shit.
Yeah. So take out the tinfoil hats. So
cowboy hat over there. True.
lots of rumors obviously swirling around. We have no official answers, but rumor has it that Stewart Haas Racing should be announcing to at least their team, if not the industry, this week.
Tuesday.
As to what the future is. Yes, rumor says Tuesday. There's no official announcement or anything of the sort, but everyone seems to be saying the same thing.
Yep.
More rumors going around that the charter agreement, the final proposal supposedly that NASCAR will be giving to the teams, will be a change to the charter system that will be limiting teams to 3 charters instead of 4.
Except Gibbs and Hendrick, who will
already
be
have it.
grandfathered in.
Yes, which throws a massive wrench at people like Trackhouse who have 4 drivers.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yep.
So, a lot
this is
could
news
happen.
to me, and this is fucking bonkers.
I just heard it on the way down. They were talking about it on the teardown, and I was like, hold on, what? Like, yeah, so they're basically.
that is the most back-asswards thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yep. They basically want their reasoning is, you want more teams, you want new teams to come in. Well, it's hard when 3 teams are hogging all the charters.
Then make more charters.
That's what I said. But
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? We're going to make a rule that these 2 pre-existing companies are guaranteed to make twice as much money as the rest of you. But you're supposed to be okay with that. And that is now going to make more teams want to come in.
yeah, apparently.
Yeah, no.
It's where, obviously, without a doubt, playing favorites to these 2 organizations.
Kinda.
And that's going to attract more teams to come into our sport.
Yeah.
It kind of seems that
And
way.
prevent the people that are trying to become that, i.e. Trackhouse, from ever doing it.
And also, this is what's going to help us.
Furthermore,
This is what's going to help us attract more manufacturers to the sport. Hey, by the way, Toyota and Chevy are guaranteed to always have more charters than you because we just made this one rule.
Yes.
yeah,
But
pretty much.
Honda's now going to open up their wallets and come to NASCAR
Yeah.
Yeah.
when we just guaranteed Chevy and Toyota have more power. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yep, that's in the new proposal.
Supposedly. Yep.
Allegedly.
Dude, Airspeed is going to be running Airstreams out of that bitch, dude, because then he's going to fucking walk.
Not your best work, but that was pretty good.
That was
No, that was good.
I'll give you that. Yeah, so we no idea, but we will see what happens. But all the rumors are pointing to kind of the same thing, that Stewart Haas will cease to exist, at least on the Cup side. We'll find out.
Yeah, that's basically that they're going to get rid of all the charters. And I mean, that was the big thing I took, not the big thing, but one of the things I took away is everything I heard said they will cease to exist on the Cup side.
Right.
So I think Xfinity, they'll still be hanging around or doing something. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but we'll find something
I don't
out.
see the name Stewart staying in the
No.
Xfinity series.
No, it's going to be something. It'll be
like I speculated before, I don't think Gene Haas is leaving.
Yeah.
They're Carter Wapley and these guys are like, oh, F1 is making him leave NASCAR. No, that has nothing to do with it. I just don't think he leaves because he's one of those guys that he just has so much money and he doesn't care.
Yeah.
That, yeah, you can run my team. I just want to make a couple decisions here and there. And that was kind of his idea with Tony. And then Tony goes, I don't want to run the team.
I hope you're right. I just don't see it. I just see him as so removed. I feel like this would be his out at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like Gene Haas is on the same lines as like Johnny Morris, Menards, like these big companies that they just love the sport so much they want to be involved in some way or another. And Gene Haas's way of doing that is partially owning a team. And I think he stays. I think he has a lot invested in the sport. I don't think he wants to leave.
Yeah.
I just don't think Gene Haas wants to be Roger Penske. I don't think he wants to be Rick Hendrick.
Yeah.
I don't think he
Herbst Haas Racing in the chat.
that
HHR,
Herbst is
great
gonna
car.
Herbst is going to need to bring some money.
Yeah.
They got money.
They have like a charter money. I don't think they have cup team money.
Yeah, fair. All right. So we'll see how this all unfolds. All right. Any other bits you guys want to add to, or shall we head on down to Charlotte?
Might as well head on over there. Yay.
Charlotte. What a bummer of a weekend. We did have 2 races prior to the Coca-Cola 250, but we will touch on those briefly. The North Carolina Education Lottery 200. Not to confuse anybody with the ridiculous names, but I digress. There it is. Lawless Allen, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Christian Eckes, Tyler Ankrum, all sent to the back for unapproved adjustments. Tanner Gray led the field to green alongside Corey Heim. Corey Heim takes the lead over 2 laps later and pretty much sails off the entirety of stage 1. Lost it.
You'll get it back.
Oh, that's why. That's why I was so confused. I had all my notes put down from previously to Corey Heim getting DQ'd. I confused myself. I was like, Corey Heim won stage 1, and then I pulled up the stage. They updated it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I get it. So Corey Heim wins the first stage, but ultimately gets DQ'd at the end of the race for having 3 lug nuts loose.
Rip.
So he gets nothing.
And
they take away all of his points, and may God have mercy on his soul.
We are all
Did
dumber for
Blaney's
having.
pit crew run his team too?
Probably. Caden Honeycutt gets credited with the stage 1 victory, followed by Tanner Gray, Raja, Ty Majeski, Lane Riggs, Chase Purdy, Dean Thompson, Ben Rhodes, Connor Mosack, and Bailey Curry getting your points in the first stage. Raja Caruth had some pit road issues, but in the second stage ran up into the top 15 pretty quickly. Nice to see him cutting through the field there. But Corey Heim did sweep the second stage. Obviously, that was then taken away from him, giving it to Tanner Gray, followed by Chase Purdy, Caden Honeycutt, Dean Thompson, Ty Majeski, Lane Riggs, Connor Mosack, Nick Sanchez, Daniel Dye, and Taylor Gray getting points in the second stage. Final stage, pretty good battles across the field. I mean, we have a lot of other stuff that we're going to talk about, so we'll kind of breeze through this. But Nick Sanchez ultimately holds off Corey Heim at the end of the race to take the checkered flag. And obviously, as we just mentioned, Corey Heim gets DQ'd, and they give him no points. So
Doesn't even get a Frosty, dude.
nope. Nick Sanchez, the winner of the North Carolina Education Lottery 200. Now, the next one. We'll have some conversations about this one. The BetMGM 300.
Real quick, shout out to Nick Sanchez's crew chief, I believe it was. Howie? Shuey? Whatever his name is.
Oh, the car chief.
Yep. 700 career starts, a.k.a. every single truck race that has ever
Yeah,
happened.
every truck race since 1995, he has been a part of in some way, shape, or form.
That's insane.
Yep. That's why he had. I saw that on the side of Sanchez's truck. They had like a 700 logo. And it wasn't until after the race when they had the picture with him on pit road with the big sign and stuff that he
and
is.
they interviewed him after the race, and you felt feelings watching it.
Yeah, it was pretty
They
wild.
had to cut the interview short because he's like, I can't do this. I have to leave.
Yeah. Pretty
That's awesome.
wild to think about.
Super huge achievement.
Yeah,
for
you
that.
think about that the truck series has been around since 1995, and he has been a part of
All of
every
them.
single race in some way, shape, or form, whether that's car chief, crew chief. I'm sure he's done pit crew. You know what I mean? He's had his hands on something.
Yeah.
in
Tire guy.
Every single one of those races. That's
Just
insane.
no one tell Dale Jr. because he'll rip him apart for it.
Oh yeah.
700. I mean, that's fucking barely 10 years.
Did you hear that it was like a month or two ago?
I don't think
They
so.
posted about Seabell's like 250th start or something on like NASCAR's social medias, and he's like, "What are we celebrating this for?" He's like, "There's not even that many." He's like, "What are we doing here?"
It's like 5 years of cup racing or
Yeah.
something like that. And they're like, here's an achievement. It's like for having a job.
Yeah, for showing up to work every day. All right, BetMGM 300. A whole lot of bushwhackers, as Dan referred to, or interlopers, or whatever you want to call
a
them.
lot.
Bushwhackers
Whole
for those
stack.
for the younger folk. That was when it was the Bush Series, and that was back in the day when there wasn't a limit on how many races you could run, and we used to have damn near half the field be cup drivers, and that was a term. I don't know where that term came from, the Bushwhackers, but I
always say
Probably
it was
something Daryl Waltrip said one
I
time.
always
and it just
appreciated that term.
It was
for
in like the
some reason.
Harvick Bush era when they
Even
were
earlier
kicking
than
the
that,
shit out
even
of-
even
Yeah,
like
it's
when
when
Martin,
Harvick and Greg Biffle would just go to the Xfinity Series just to beat each other up.
Yeah, like you literally have a 40-car field, and 15 to 20 of the cars were cup guys.
Harvick won the Xfinity Bush championship while driving full time in Cup.
Yeah, yeah,
I think twice.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
I think it was twice.
Well, if you counted wins, Kyle Busch probably has like 25 truck championships.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So the BetMGM 300, Ty Gibbs and Mr. Kyle Busch leading the field to green. No surprise there. Kyle Busch gets around him to take the lead. I don't know, lap 25 or so, give or take. We get AJ Allmendinger getting into it with Riley Herbst, sending him for a ride. Anyway,
Riley Herbst sending some threats for AJ Allmendinger in the coming weeks.
I didn't see this.
Their next race
Ooh.
is Portland. Is Portland next week for the Xfinity Series?
I believe so.
Pretty
Yes.
much Riley Herbst says, yep, he'll be hearing from me, and I believe next week is his favorite track, Portland. Let's see how he does there.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Riley
some
was
fighting
throwing some
words.
fucking Shade.
I
at old
love
AJ.
it. Love it. But Justin Allgaier takes the first stage, followed by Ty Gibbs, Kyle Busch, Brandon Jones, the Dinger, Sammy Smith, Austin Hill, Chandler Smith, Ryan Sieg, and Cole Custer, your points getters in the first stage. Parker Kligerman goes for a spin all by his onesies. Justin Allgaier ultimately takes the second stage, sweeping both, followed by Busch, Hill, Mayer, Creed, Gibbs, Sieg, Smith, Love, and Gregson, your stage 2 points getters. All right. We had a good battle there. Late 100s, give or take 175, I want to say it was. Justin Allgaier clears himself, is not clear, runs across the nose of Ty Gibbs and into the fence, ending Allgaier's day.
Yep, it was the all drivers booth this weekend in the Xfinity Series.
I think they did great. You know who was awesome was Hocevar on pit road.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
Hocevar-
shit.
Barry was also fantastic.
Yeah.
Barry has a career in commentating or interviewing when he's done driving.
Is he the third one in the? Was he the third in the booth?
No, Eric Jones was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Secretly.
okay. I couldn't figure it out.
Because it took me
watching
3
highlights.
quarters of the race, if not more, and I only watched like the second half of it to go, who the fuck is that voice? Like, I know that voice.
Eric Jones.
Yeah,
And it was
Blaney and
Eric
Logano are you could easily
And it
tell
was
who they are.
Keselowski and Cindric in the like Fox
Fox studio.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Hocevar, he did great on pit road. Josh Berry, the Dale Jr. Josh Berry interview was fantastic. Like
missed
they're
all
like
this.
halfway into the interview, and Dale Jr. just looks at him and goes, "What freaking backwards world do we live in where you're interviewing me on pit road?" And Josh Berry's like, "Stick to the script, stick to the script, stick to the script."
I missed all this. I didn't watch any of this race, so I
Oh, it
missed
was good.
all that. Yeah.
They did a bang up job.
Junior was also wearing a Mears Gang hat, which is just hilarious.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, super good booth and obviously interviews and stuff like that. They broke down this incident with Justin Allgaier pretty accurately. They're like, hey, listen, spotters do not have a good view off turn 4. They're looking straight at you.
Mm-hmm.
So or straight down at you or whatever. So it's a bad angle for spotters to tell you if you're clear. So it's in the driver's hands. And this is where we talk a lot with the cup cars, how good that rear view camera is. This is one of those situations where a cup car would have been a lot better than an Xfinity car because Justin Allgaier came out of the corner and just had I feel like I'm clear. So I'm taking it. But there's no one that's telling I am or I'm not.
Yep.
And he kind of
He
just
hit
went
that.
for
He
it.
hit that wall a ton. That always scares me with the dog legs.
I like the camera shot of him going backwards across the start finish line in slow motion with
Yeah.
just the start finish line camera.
But this was
good TV.
like, we see these wrecks. This was, what was it? The One Hot Night, the Davey Allison wreck. Did the same thing, like hit the corner where the dog legs go by.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously this was the early 90s. The cars have gotten a lot safer, but still, you hit a lot when you do that.
I mean, that's pretty damn close to the Keselowski Carl Edwards wreck.
Yep.
That was right in a dog leg. That was one of the big conversations when they redid Atlanta and reconfigured it. They had to redo the walls on the front stretch because at the speeds they were going and how they kind of reconfigured the track, the tri-oval walls were like a 90-degree corner now.
Yeah.
And they had to redo that a lot. So it's a bad spot to hit no matter what. I mean, we've seen, obviously, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, that scary wreck when Chase Elliott retaliated against Denny Hamlin last year. It's a bad spot to wreck. Luckily for Justin, he got out no problem. But goddamn, can that kid not lead a lap and shoot himself in the foot at the same time?
Dude, it's been like that all
Yeah.
year. All year. It's
Yeah.
like, how many times has he been leading laps or dominating a race and then cuts a tire, gets into a wreck with somebody? Like, it's
Tire just blows up on its
tire
own.
just blows up by accident.
Yeah.
Like,
And Sam Mayer was not helping anything on this restart. He was shipping everybody.
Yeah, he was. All right, but this brings us to the conversation piece of the day. I think will be Cole Custer and Austin Hill. I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. So Norm, set the stage on what happened.
All right, I'm going to throw this back to the first stage real quick. And Austin Hill gets into a disagreement with Sammy Smith in the 8 car.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much off of turn 4, Sammy Smith runs Austin higher than Austin would appreciate. Not into the wall, but close. Pinches him.
Yeah.
And Austin Hill proceeds to door him down the front stretch and bash in his rear bumper and run him to the apron for the next 2 laps before eventually
throwing a temper tantrum, basically.
before they eventually get separated. Whether Austin passed him or not, I can't remember. But pretty much Austin Hill does not take kindly to being put in the fence off turn 4 and retaliates in the only way he knows how, and that's throw his fucking bottle at him.
Yep.
So Austin Hill does that. So let's fast forward to near the end of the race. I think there's 20 or so laps to go.
It was, yeah.
It's getting pretty damn close to the end of the race. He's battling Cole Custer for 8th or 9th.
Something
I
like
think
that.
Cole Custer got used up on the restart right before that because he was in the top 3 or 4. He got used up on the restart, got shipped back, so he's now trying to make his way back to the front.
Mm-hmm.
Off turn 4, Austin Hill rolls a reversed, runs Cole Custer up into the fence.
Yeah.
Cole Custer hits the fence. Coming down the front straightaway, I'm very biased. I don't think Cole Custer swiped down at him, but I think Cole Custer approached the chicane in the front stretch, the dog leg, as if there was not a car that was inside and never faded up.
I also think it was maybe a little bit of a side draft tactic, too.
Yep.
And just an aggressive one, you know?
I think naturally or normally with a car on your inside, you both fade up to the wall and get a good angle to turn 1.
Yep.
I think Cole Custer intentionally stayed low as to not allow Austin Hill to
Kind of pinch
fade
him up. Yeah, pinch him
in
down.
which they met in the middle, and they hit pretty hard.
They did.
They
yeah.
door slammed each other going down the front straightaway. Cole Custer goes into turn 1. He chooses the top. Austin Hill chooses the bottom. Austin Hill shoots straight up the track, seemingly has a flat tire, pulls Cole in the fence. They're both destroyed. I mean,
Cole rolled the fence the entire
yeah,
one and
Cole's car is front end's hanging off, rear end's hanging off, in shambles. Austin Hill seems like his car's wrecked. I'm not too sure about that. And then from the exit of turn 2 to the entrance of turn 3, Austin Hill is on rev limiter, pushing Cole Custer's dead car down the backstretch.
Which Cole came out after the race and said he did not have a brake line on the right front, like it was cut.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Cole Custer has no control of his car.
Yeah, he basically had the rear tires lifted off the car.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
In Austin Hill, you can hear Cole Custer's in-car radio or in-car camera. You can hear Austin Hill's car hitting the chip going down the back straightaway.
Yep.
Cole Custer's giving him the thumbs up out the window.
That was the
best move.
throwing his hand up like, hey, what are you doing? Like
That-
kind of just like throwing hand signals out. Never flips him off.
The thumbs up was the best
the
move.
slow mo. Granted, we hate Fox for the zoom in, but the slow mo when Cole spins around and they're zoomed in, and you just see just the hand out the window, the thumbs up out the window.
Yeah.
That's like perfect cinema.
But Austin eventually turns him in turn 3. Cole Custer goes flying down out of control into the inside wall.
Buries the inside wall.
Destroys the car. The car now has nothing left to it. Somehow makes it to pit road. This is where I thought it was a little weird because obviously going into turn 1, it appears that Austin Hill has a flat tire.
The way he shot up the track.
The
Yeah.
rear view shot from Cole Custer's car of Austin Hill hitting him down the backstretch, the right front tire looks up.
You
And
can,
then after he spins him, the splitter looks even to the ground.
which if you have a tire down, the splitter's dragging.
And then Austin Hill drives it casually to pit road. So the entire time watching that, I'm like, I'd completely believe if he had a flat tire.
They hit
But
hard.
watching him, I'm like, even after they wrecked in turn 2, it doesn't appear to have a flat tire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, there's no sensible reason to go into the turn and go straight. So something must have happened. But I'm like, it doesn't look flat. And he's now driving it without an issue to pit road.
Yeah. No,
So
you're
it
right.
was
There's
just-
Carter Ropley in the chat made a great point that he turned him in front of traffic.
he almost
Yeah.
got hit by like 3 cars.
There were six cars, I think.
There was
in
a
the shot.
line of 6 cars behind him.
Just a completely temper tantrum bullshit move from Hill.
Yeah.
And
I
the
equated
reason why I pointed out the Sammy Smith incident from earlier in the race is Austin Hill, in the exact opposite position, was mad about being put in the wall, raced Sammy Smith like a toddler for 2.5 laps,
Where have
racing
we
him like absolute shit, and then he puts Custer in the wall and gets out of the car and goes, well, I just don't know why he lost his mind on the front stretch and doored me.
where have we seen this with Austin Hill before?
Every week?
Coda.
Yeah.
Race me, do not race me as I race you. Perfectly fine for me to ship SVG, but then when SVG does it back to me, I can't race like that.
Yeah. I've had it with him.
I am
so,
out. I am so out on
Yeah.
this guy.
I had a couple sodas in me and got on Twitter.
Attaboy.
I've had it with him. I've absolutely had it. And I think it's a product of the environment that he's in as well, because
100%.
the whole RCR camp, Richard Childress getting on the interview this week saying, "Oh, Ricky Stenhouse, I'm an old man. I don't fight fair anymore." Like,
Yeah.
shut up.
the fuck up, dude.
Like Ricky would beat the snot out of you.
That made
but
me
that whole camp, Andrew Petrie might be the most hated man in NASCAR now after what happened last year with Sheldon Creed and stuff.
yeah.
But like this has gone too far. I understand, emotions run high, you get pissed off, you do dumb stuff, but this is like a weekly thing now.
Yeah.
It's constant. And I don't know if RCR, the whole camp, is just enabling this type of action, but like,
Oh, they are.
you got Kyle Busch with the crybaby stuff and Austin Hill with the crybaby stuff, throwing tantrums. That's dangerous.
Well,
what he just did,
that team just lives up to the good old boys type
Well, the
shit.
thing is,
yeah,
you,
it's dumb.
you just
And it's not reciprocated. I think that's the
No.
biggest thing. Is it's a one-way fight every single week.
Everyone's out to get us.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is you just answered your own question. You said, I don't know if it's coming from the environment.
It sure feels like
when
it.
you have your owner getting on some random interview at some charity event saying, if he touches our car this week, I'm an old man, but I don't fight fair. I'll kick his ass. Blah, blah.
No, you won't.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. It is absolutely coming. Think about if he says that in public, what the fuck is he saying behind closed doors in that building?
Yeah, I swear they're
It's
firing
that
them up.
environment. It's that environment.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on up there in Welcome, North Carolina, but it's not
Remember
good.
how we used to talk about
If
Eddie
you're not
DeHaan?
in welcome, you're not welcome. Is what I'm-
Apparently, and the rumor mill is saying that potentially RCR may be getting a charter and potentially Noah Gragson going there. I'll be not happy about that.
Yeah.
No,
because that's the last guy that should be going to that environment, because he's turned himself around.
Yep.
This year, we've seen a huge change in Noah. I think he's doing well for himself. I think he's taking care of himself. He's working out. He looks great. He's running well. He seems positive, happy.
Yep.
This is the best Noah I think we've possibly ever seen.
Agreed.
And if he goes there, he's going right back. He's going to revert so hard, so fast. Those are the people that he should not be around.
And I don't even know if it's reverting. I think it's going to turn into a Noah that we've never seen before.
And
It'll be
that
so
worries me.
bad.
And we've said it on here a million times. We don't love JGR because JGR kind of just they'll take an energetic, personality heavy driver and they'll kind of just iron him out to just another replaceable entity on the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Christopher Bell should be immensely popular. He has fans, I'm sure, but he is the driest person ever because JGR just doesn't allow him to act like a person.
They suffocate it.
My biggest fear was Noah Gragson going to JGR. Is he going to be in great equipment? Yes. But are we able to see the Noah Gragson that we've all come to love over the past 6 or 7 years? No, because they're going to kind of get rid of that personality that he's grown and the fan base that he's grown because of that. You go to RCR, and it's just going to take all the bad parts about his personality that JRM, Jr., and Kelly, and Jimmy Johnson at Legacy, and now Tony Stewart and the guys at SHR have kind of weeded out the bad parts and brought up the good parts. Like, hey, listen, we understand you you have a temper, but like let's
They've
mold that into something better. Like Noah Gragson, like when he was at JRM, wanted to fight everybody every week, but didn't know how to fight.
Yep.
So he goes out and takes freaking karate lessons or
Taekwondo
whatever.
lessons.
And it's like,
they've
okay, cool.
channeled
If
they've
you can
channeled the
focus
bad
better,
parts
yeah.
of him into a positive.
If he goes to RCR, they're going to pour gas on the bad parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what scares me.
And if a lot of people are calling for, a suspension of Hill or whatever the case is, they have to do something. I think NASCAR
They're not
absolutely
gonna,
has
they
to.
set a precedent last week with Kyle Busch. He intentionally wrecked the 47. NASCAR did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But Hills is very similar to people brought up. I don't even remember this happening. Him and Johnny Sauter in the Truck Series.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that either.
Kyle Busch in the Truck Series.
Kyle
with
Busch with
Hornaday.
Hornaday. That's exactly
the biggest, most obvious relation to this. I think the one thing going against Cole in this instance and in Hill's favor is last year at Darlington between Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson. It's kind of the same thing Kyle Larson did. When Ross Chastain put him in the fence, Kyle Larson just pushed him for an extra couple hundred feet because he's pissed at him. But that's a little different than
I think this is
fully
different
accelerating
than that.
somebody down the backstretch and shipping him to the inside wall.
Under caution. That's the biggest thing, in my opinion, for this that will potentially get something done. Is that the caution was out. He was full throttle, pushing him down the backstretch in front of traffic, intentionally wrecking him long after the caution came out.
And that's
And then
pretty
gets out of the
much-
car and admits to it.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's why
Like I kind of lost my head on the backstretch there.
that's
After
why
he lost his mind.
Yeah, okay. That is admitting fault. You getting out of the car and go, throttle must have hung. NASCAR
Yeah.
goes, oh, fuck, well, we can't argue.
That's
That
why I
happens.
equated it so much to the Kyle Busch Ron Hornaday thing, because that was under caution. He just drove in and wrecked him.
Yeah.
But what gets me is that was, right then. You remember when that happened, if you go back and watch the videos of that, the YouTube videos of the live broadcast, he was like called to the hauler instantly. Like they were park it, they told him to park it, he can't go back out. Or whatever. First, I think it might have been 2 laps. Then it was park it, and then right to the team to the hauler.
I wish they
everything.
parked Hill this weekend.
I don't know why he wasn't parked, or at least put 2 laps down, or fucking something.
I think the Kyle Busch thing was exaggerated because he was a cup regular in a lower series.
And wasn't that in the playoffs too?
So
Yeah.
you're held to a higher
Yeah,
standard.
that was in the playoffs during. I think Hornaday was a championship contender as well.
But I think certainly Hill needs to be suspended, if not fined a shit ton of money for this, because it is extremely dangerous. You're pushing an out-of-control car
Yep.
while you're fully under power. Like I said, Hill's car seemed to not be that damaged because he continued to race and he drove it to pit road without an issue. So obviously, throttle didn't hang.
I said this on Twitter. This is teetering on the line of using the car as a weapon.
I think you're over it. I think you're not even teetering.
Yeah.
I
I was just trying to buy myself some space on that statement.
Yeah, that is not teetering. That is he 100%. When I watch the highlights and they show that bumper cam on Cole's car, which was like wrecked because it was under the bumper, he drives into him. And like Norm said, you can hear him on the chip lifting his rear tires off the ground until he shipped him off of his own nose.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. There's no place for that, and something has to be done. This is the far too many incidents with this kid throwing tantrums like this, and they've done nothing about it.
I mean-
and no one can tell him no, and he's whatever happens behind closed doors at RCR. Clearly, they're enabling all of this.
They're
and
probably celebrating
It's just getting worse, and this is about as bad as we've seen it.
Yes.
And NASCAR needs to step in and say enough.
If they don't do anything, what's next? Is he going to get pissed and right hook somebody into the front
Yeah.
stretch wall?
What's
Like,
next? He hurt somebody
Exactly.
because, I mean, Cole Custer in his interview was like, he tried to kill me. I mean, yeah.
I liked Cole Custer's
Cole
interview.
Custer's interview, I mean, he went off.
He's driving like a pissed off teenager. He tried to kill me down the backstretch. And
He's not wrong.
And Cole Custer goes, I should stop talking, and just walks away. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, nice.
Yeah.
He's not wrong,
He's
though.
not,
Yeah.
though.
That's not an exaggeration by
not.
any means.
It's
He's
just
out of
crazy to
control with his rear end lifted off the ground and apparently no front brake. He's along for the ride. Like, what's this guy doing? He's full throttle shipping me down the backstretch. How fast is he going to get me up to? Because I can't slow down.
Yep.
It was bad. That's a really bad look for the entire RCR camp, for Austin Hill, for the series as well. They need to do something.
Yep.
And smash this kid over the head with a book.
I just think it's crazy that every single race we can come up with an example of Austin Hill losing his cool.
Oh, yeah. This is not the
Like
first time.
Darlington, was it 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yes.
we got
He
Darlington.
didn't race last week.
We got Darlington. We got Coda. We got this.
Yeah, the Darlington incident between him and Sheldon Creed. Obviously, two guys with history. Sheldon Creed left the team on very bad terms. They have the whole Martinsville thing from last year. They battled door to door for 3 laps. Sheldon Creed never lays a freaking finger on him. Second, Sheldon Creed clears him. Austin Hill ships him into the next corner into the wall.
Yep.
It's like, dude, like don't hit me if you don't want to get hit or whatever. And it's like, no one ever even touched you in that instance. It's like every single week there's something that he does that is just dirty racing.
Yeah.
And it's got to come from above.
Yep. NASCAR has to step in.
Yeah. I don't think they will, but they should.
Yep.
I think he deserves as big of a penalty as they're willing to give. Bet he gets nothing.
I hope they do something, because if he gets away with another one, this I'm better than everyone mentality is only going to get worse.
No, and that's like we said, it's going to escalate from here until he physically hurts somebody.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be somebody, an innocent bystander. Who's to say that he doesn't spin Cole down to the inside and whoever it was behind
freaking
him
Garrett Smithley comes by and
buries him
in a
and
15-year-old chassis and T-bones the fuck out
yes,
of him.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be something stupid like that.
Send someone down pit road.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Pit
It's-
road, the Cole Custer, my favorite part about this entire incident. Cole Custer, they deem his car's totaled. He's backing it down pit road because the garage entry is right behind fucking Austin Hill's team, who they're working on his car in pit road. And he just slow rolls by him in reverse with a thumbs up out the window as they're working on Austin Hill's car.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's so fucking cold-blooded.
Yeah. I love the thumbs up over the middle finger because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so it's
yeah,
it's like the I'm disappointed, not mad.
Right. It makes
Oh,
you
yeah.
question everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But ultimately, good battle towards the end, but Chase Elliott holds off Brendan Jones to take the checkered flag in the BetMGM 300. So Chase Elliott takes the check flag, followed by Brandon Jones, Sammy Smith, Sam Mayer, AJ Allmendinger, your top 5. Kyle Busch brings home the RCR 33 card 6th. Ryan Sieg, Josh Williams with a great run needed. Top 10 there in the 11 car. Ty Gibbs and Noah Gregson brings home that red 30 car in 10th place. So definitely the race of the weekend,
out
in my opinion.
AJ Allmendinger wrecks early in the race, and because of that, he has an extra set of tires at the end, and that's what gets him in the top 5.
Yep.
So they have an incident, the him and Riley Herbst incident, I believe, was like right after a restart.
Pretty early.
And so they come in to fix the car, and they change the tires because they're pitting. They have 1 lap scuffs on the car. Everybody else in the field ran out of tires at the end of the race and were putting scuffs on. He had a set of scuffs with 1 lap on him, and so he had a massive tire advantage at the end of that race.
Yeah, good run for him for sure. All right, we'll head to Sunday. The Coca-Cola 250.
It gonna rain.
Yeah,
No,
unfortunately.
I think they made 350. 347.
It was like
miles?
340.
Oh,
something.
yeah, I had laps in my head. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so a whole bunch of people to the back. We had Chris Buescher for a backup car, Logano
Boo.
for an unapproved adjustment. Tyler Reddick got beat over the head, including a pass-through. And
Jesus Christ, yeah.
yeah, wow. And Justin Allgaier in the 5 car for driver change. Obviously, Justin Allgaier filling in for the Kyle Larson, who was late.
Yeah, he was still
party?
He was still running the Indy 500 when this started.
Yeah.
Which
I think they
there
were
was-
barely past halfway.
they still had more than halfway to go, and we were all watching. There was a little bit of rain creeping around the track like 10 minutes before they started that race, and we were all like,
Rain.
come on. I wanted the fucking monsoon, because imagine if that Coke 600 gets delayed for like 2.5 hours and Kyle comes swooping in. That's, Norm said it last night. Just land the fucking chopper on the front stretch. If that had happened, you're goddamn right. That chopper would have landed on the front stretch.
That would have been incredible. So, yeah, Ty Gibbs leads the field to green after getting his first career pole. So, congratulations to Mr. Ty Gibbs there on that one.
Yeah, the round of 10 was really interesting
It
to
was.
watch, honestly.
It
a
was.
lot of people messed up their laps. Like, I think, obviously, the 24 had a heater, but, like, everybody after the 24 was the first or second car to go out, and everybody messed up their laps.
Yeah.
I think the 48 goes out. He's in the green until turn 3 and just doesn't hit the bottom. And then the 54 goes out there and fucking smokes his time.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it was a pretty interesting final 10, because typically with this final 10 format, everyone goes out in opposite order and runs the same laps they ran before. But this one actually put on a pretty good show.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Gibbs leads the field to green. We talked about Chris Buescher came fast.
He was rolling through the field.
Obviously started in the back with the backup car. He was
would
up to like third in 20
they
laps.
Totaled that car in practice. Blew a left rear tire out of his control. brought the thing back to the shop.
So
So
there was-
obviously they're in Charlotte.
There was a time lapse. Did you see the time lapse of them? Basically, it started at 7 p.m. when they loaded the car up at the track. They talked about this on Stack and Pennies real quick, that I think Skip had talked to one of the RFK guys, and he said he left at like midnight and went back at 5 a.m., but there were guys that stayed there all night. They had it on the setup plate at like 2 in the morning. They had it on the dyno at like 3:30 in the morning. Like, they thrashed to get
And
that
they
thing.
had to reuse the same engine per the rules.
They had to put the engine back.
It was the backup car for both the 6 and the 17, so they had to fully wrap it.
because he wrecked. When was practice? Like 5
Saturday
o'clock?
morning?
5,
Saturday
No,
afternoon?
Saturday after the Xfinity race. So it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock when he wrecks that thing, and they got to be back at the track for noon the next day. Kudos to those guys.
They built a
insane.
car in 24 hours.
Basically, yeah.
And a competitive car.
Yeah, one that moved through the field in like 20 laps.
They were like 10 laps in.
Unbelievable.
They were like 10 laps in, and he was already up to like 25th, 24th, something like that.
Because they were
At
talking
lap
about
25, he was in third,
That's insane.
that was pit strategy.
Yeah,
Still.
that was. But still.
but he was cranking.
He made it into the low 20s, and he surpassed Joey Logano because they gave him credit. Joey Logano gained like 16 spots in the first
Yeah.
like 11 or so laps, and then they're like, Joey Logano stopped, and Chris Buescher's now on the move, and he's 3 positions ahead of Joey Logano. So
Yeah.
they obviously had a rocket. The 6 car was lights out on long runs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Brad, I mean, he gained 6 spots at the end of that race in the blink of an eye, it felt like.
Yep.
So they had 2 really fast cars. Unfortunately for Chris, he did not have a fast pit stall.
No, not at all, which really hurt his day. But all right, William Byron got around Ty Gibbs taking the lead right around lap 70 or so, give or take, and set sail. Had a probably 2.5 second lead finishing the first stage. So William Byron takes the first stage, followed by Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr., Bubba Wallace, and then a stack of Fords, Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, Josh Berry, and Michael McDowell, points getters in the first stage. Larson finished the Indy 500 officially at lap 117.
In the
Yes,
cup race.
in the cup race. Yep.
Right. And then we get to 148, Ryan Blaney out. What happened there, Norm?
So they had trouble on pit road. They came in, green flag stops. They had both a loose wheel or a uncontrolled tire penalty. And then he goes out onto the track, and next thing we know, he's in the turn 4 wall. Surprisingly, no caution. I was shocked by
Yeah.
that. Clobbers the turn 4 wall, comes down pit road, and very obviously the right front wheel is not on the car. It's shoved into the fender well. It did the typical cut in half thing from the control arm or the caliper. Wheels cut in half, tires stuck in the fender well, and the car is pincocked on the
Yeah,
right
He
side.
smoked that wall.
Yep. Ultimately, it does bring out a caution when he is stuck on pit road a few laps later.
Which
Yeah,
I thought was weird because I felt like he could have just started the car and driven it into the garage.
For some reason, they couldn't get
I
it
don't
to
They
go.
tried to
yeah.
push it, and it wouldn't turn, obviously, because of the damage.
Yep. So caution did come out for that. Truex leads the field back to green after that. We get to 172, and Noah Gragson goes for a spin after getting into it with Mr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Yeah, comically, this is like the exact opposite of what Ricky ran into at the All-Star race last week with Kyle Busch. Noah Gragson was on Ricky's outside or inside. Ricky on the outside hits the wall, comes down and hits Noah. Unfortunately for Noah, that shoots him down to the inside, and he absolutely clobbers the inside wall.
Yeah, he did.
Stuffed the inside wall.
The entire time he was spinning, I could hear him just say, "Thanks, Dan,"
Yeah, I heard that
as
too.
he's wrecking into the inside wall. But it was just
son of a bitch.
It was just like the exact opposite of what Ricky had last week in the All-Star race, where it was car on the outside hits the wall and comes down and hits the inside car. Unfortunately for this instance, it was Noah Gragson on his inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, Noah out early. He didn't have the best race going.
He was
He was high teens, low 20s, but I think he had more speed.
There
than he
was
showed.
one point in the race where all 3 of our race picks were in the top 10 and on top of each other, and I was like, "Are we doing this again?"
It's way more fun than when they just wreck out early, but oh well.
Yep.
Um,
Norm's got a fan in the chat.
Hey, oh my God, that's Norm. That is Norm. He's right there.
Oh, that Woko.
Hey.
What up, Woko?
All right. We also had Mr. Harrison Burton do his usual thing at lap 197. No surprise there. Chris,
This is a scheduled tweet.
yeah, this is a scheduled Harrison self-spin. I look forward to the end of the season when we don't see that again. But anyway, Christopher Bell takes the second stage, followed by William Byron, Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Josh Berry, Ross Chastain, and Tyler Reddick, your points getters. In the second stage, our boy, Mr. Corey LaJoy, goes for a solo spin a few laps later, bringing out a caution.
He was saying, I listened to a little bit of his show on the way down here, and I guess they kind of missed the setup. He said they unloaded with some speed, and they were trying to get, it was building loose on the runs.
Yeah, there was one of the practices, he was 12th, I think.
Yeah, I guess.
they had some speed.
Yeah, so they said they unloaded with speed, but it was building loose, so they were trying to fix that, and they kind of went the wrong way with it. Or he said something about how they didn't compensate for the fact that they were heat cycling the tires in practice, and that does heat cycling the tires versus not, just going out and running a full run with them. Car's going to react a lot different. He said they took off on the first stage, and he was like white knuckle loose, like. He said, he's like, at one point I was just trying to find a safe place to spin out because I couldn't control the car anymore.
Jesus.
I think he I don't know if he naturally went 2 laps down or if that was during a pit cycle, but they were like 36th place at one point. It was just not looking good.
Not showing a lot of speed over there this year, and we had a lot of hopes for them, unfortunately.
Yep.
Anyway, we don't get too far past that when things go south, but we did have a really sick pass, almost pass in the grass with William Byron.
He actually just a little while ago on Twitter posted, like NASCAR posted, I think it was NASCAR, somebody was like, is William Byron serious with this turf pass? And he just reposted it and says, yes.
Wild move. Was it Reddick and Gibbs that were battling?
The two monster cars put each other in the fence off of 4, and I mean, it was very similar to how Reddick won Kansas when he passed them on the apron when the two guys were fighting on his outside. And
Mm-hmm.
William Byron just goes, all right, if you guys want to keep battling.
He had a
top,
head of
I'll
steam
go down
coming.
low.
That was a sick move.
He went 3 lanes left and skimmed the turf.
If that was grass, that car's totaled.
Yeah, probably. Just digs a splitter and does a front flip.
Front flip, yeah.
Who was it? Josh Berry in the
Josh
Xfinity
Berry
race?
in the Xfinity car. I'll never forget that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Poof. But shortly thereafter, rain comes.
Well, so hold on. Now we got to set the whole stage because this, I think it was somebody I was listening to today said it felt like it was a movie because you've got, you got Allgaier, who, by the way, I want to shout out Justin Allgaier because he's been
not bad at all.
He has been, his only race in a next-gen car was Bristol Dirt. So you can't even
that doesn't count.
He does test the cars. He's the wheel force guy for Chevy, or one of the wheel force drivers for Chevy, the car with all the crazy sensors and shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
So he has driven these, but it is completely different than an actual race scenario. So he didn't practice the car. He didn't qualify the car. His first laps in this thing are sailing off into one in a seat that doesn't fit. Like, you see him moving around in that seat. Like Harvick pointed out, he's like, he doesn't fit in there very well.
You could see how much he was leaning in the seat.
Yeah, and Allgaier said it. I think it was after the race was over when he was in media availability. He said that he was really nervous, start the race, and he said I actually at one point had to tighten my belts because I think my body finally relaxed, and I realized how loose everything was. But his job was to not wreck the car, and if you get past that, then maybe try to keep it on the lead lap so Kyle can show up and whatever, have a respectable finish. He went a lap down and then drove back around the leaders. That was insane. He drove by Ty Gibbs and pulled away from him.
Yeah. No, I think it was William Byron.
Or it was Byron. Sorry, it was Byron. So he stays on the lead lap, and then by the time where we're at now in the middle of stage 2 or whatever, he's marching through the field. He was in 13th when they finally stopped the race.
When he passed William Byron, which I don't know if they were on exactly the same tires, but they were pretty damn close. He was 0.3 of a second faster than William Byron, the leader, when he made his way back around him.
Yep. So not only did he maintain and not wreck the car and keep it in a good position, he kept it in a competitive position. So we're watching this, and then that moment when he came over the radio, I forget what he said, but he was basically like, thank you guys, or he's like, and Kyle's gonna get in this car and he's gonna be a rocket ship, basically saying like, this car is so good even I can drive it to here. Imagine what he's gonna do in it. And Cliff giving him like the "you've done great, thank you so much."
Yeah, he's like, sorry, I can't dice through the field, whatever he said, and it's like, nope, you did very, very well, and he should be incredibly proud of that. Junior should be incredibly proud of his driver.
Yep,
that kid stepped in there with nothing, like, no background, didn't, like you said, didn't practice, didn't qualify the car, and did a damn good
So
job.
as we're getting all this, you know, the radio
Better than Harrison Burton has ever done in his entire career.
So we're getting this. We're getting all the radio chatter like this, and then we're all in Discord flight tracking and watching the plane come in, and
Yeah.
then there lands the helicopter. The helicopter lands. Kyle comes flying out of the thing, hops in the golf cart. Apparently, they showed it on whatever Charlotte's version of Big Hoss is. It's not as big as Big Hoss, but the Lil Hoss.
Yeah, Lil Hoss.
Lil Hoss. I guess the place went. Bianchi was there, and he said the place went ballistic when they showed him like getting in the golf cart.
Yeah, it's like fucking Elvis just showed up.
Zooms into the golf cart. They show him he's in the pit box.
Really short Elvis.
He's in the pit box. He's got his helmet on. He's got the Hans device on. He's ready to go. It's raining.
Yeah.
They're running around under caution in the rain. Then they pull the cars down, red flag. So we're all thinking, all right, it's going to rain. We were watching the storm for hours, and I'm thinking it's going to be a quick thunderstorm. It wasn't like it's going to rain and then it's going to rain for the next 6 hours. It was like a line of thunderstorms was rolling through.
But when it rained good.
It was a nasty storm, apparently. Like, it poured. Somebody I was listening to said it was like it was on Sirius or something. They said it was like North Wilkes-Barre. Like, that's how heavy it was. But you're thinking, all right, storm's going to blow through. They're going to dry this track. Larson's going to get in the car. He's going to have to go to the back for the driver change. But we're going to have 150 laps to watch him absolutely murder this field.
Go to the back, but there's, 25 cars on the lead lap?
He is going to murder this field. Like, I was so excited to see what he could do in that car that Allgaier was able to run 13th in. What do you think Kyle Larson's going to be able to do in it?
Oh, yeah.
So, and then I'm like, then you got the scenarios running through your head because Allgaier started the race, so he would get credit for the win. Allgaier came out after the race before the race got called, and he's like, I'm not leaving. He's like, if Kyle wins, I'm going to victory lane with him. Like, how cool would that have been? It would have been fucking awesome.
That would have been unbelievable.
It would have been, even though we
talk about jokes aside, a perfect storm for Allgaier to get in that car. This is probably the second best week Hendricks had in a long time.
Yeah.
Dover a couple years ago when they got the 1-4 finish.
Yeah.
Was it a race last year? They think they had 1, 2, 3, or was it Martinsville?
Yeah, it was
Martinsville this year. They had 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
This week, Hendrick had the speed to do a 1-4. Chase Elliott, he was kind of the low of the 3 in the top 10 there, but he made his way up to right on the top 5. Alex Bowman got used up on the final restart and got shuffled back to 9th. He had top 3 speed. They had easily the 3 cars up there at top 5 speed, and then you get AJ or freaking Allgaier, who has never set foot in that car, can drive it up to 13th. Those 4 cars were lights out.
Yep.
Absolutely.
They could have easily ran a 1-4. No doubt in my mind, Kyle Larson would have gotten that car and driven it to the front. But, I mean, talk about exact opposite of what Corey LaJoie got into last year at Gateway.
Yes.
You get into a car, Hendrick, it's like the one track Hendrick is weak at is Gateway, and you get put in that car and they struggle all 4 of them do.
Yep.
Struggle the entire race, and then you get Allgaier gets put in this car, Coca-Cola 600, and all 4 Hendrick cars are lights out fast.
Yeah, but it was like building up to be, as much as not getting the full double, really, like, yesterday was a roller coaster because it was like, cool, it's Sunday, we got the double. Oh, it's raining. He's going to stay in Indy, so he's not going to get to start the Coke 600. Wait, it might rain in the Coke 600. Might delay the start. No, it didn't rain. It started. Okay, now Kyle's on the way. Kyle's there. The car's good. This is going to be sick. Oh, it's raining.
They get a perfectly timed rain delay to swap drivers without losing
in a lap or anything. Yeah. And then, so I left the lake house. I was telling these guys I left the lake house right around when it started raining. So I'm like listening to Sirius on the way home, and they're being super negative. They're like, it's absolutely monsooning. There's no way they're going to get this track dry. You know, we'll be here till 5 a.m, blah, 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 blah. They're talking to somebody in the media center, and they said something about the Coke machine. If you win the Coke 600, you get a vintage Coke machine. They're wheeling that out, and the person they were talking to is like, oh, they only wheel that out when it's time to go to victory lane. So I'm in the truck like, God, this sucks. And then all of a sudden, the PRN guys are like, well, there's Air Titans firing up. They got the sweeper trucks out there. It looks like NASCAR is going to try to dry this track. So off we go in a 2-hour wait of us just waiting around, and they're drying the track. Fox starts showing radioactive and stuff, and you're just waiting. I got home, plopped down on the couch. I was ready for some late night NASCAR after dark action.
I was so stoked.
I was so excited to see this last 150 laps because you had that storyline of Larson getting in the car with a good car. Like, he easily could have won that race.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. And there was so many other guys with strong cars. No one really was running away with that race. No one dominated the race at all.
Yeah.
You had a few really strong cars. And then they just cut in from Radioactive to Mike Joy and Mike and Harvick and Boyer in the booth, and they're just, it's too humid. What?
Yep.
Pardon?
Wouldn't dry.
Meanwhile, track like naturally dried on its own.
Yeah.
Infield was completely dry.
So, and then you got Bianchi on the teardown today because he was there. He's like, no, I went out there. We couldn't believe how wet it still was. And Gluck was like, then why was I seeing pictures on Twitter of a dry racetrack? And he's like, well, you can argue with me, but it was wet. I was there, sitting there with crew chiefs, and we were all shocked at how wet it still was. What, do you want us to be there till midnight drying the track? And Jeff was like, yeah. He's like, there was still a ton of fans there.
Yeah.
Like,
I will stand on this. That Fox pulled the plug.
that is the running theory throughout Twitter, myself included. I agree. Yeah. I think that someone at Fox realized that the TV window was probably ending. They probably have a TV window for the 600 till what, 11:30? 11:30 probably, just in case of a shit ton of cautions. Remember the one we had a couple years ago, the longest one ever? So they probably have a TV window where they're allowed to be till 11:30 if I had to guess.
Yeah.
TV window was running out. Even if we go over that, how good are the ratings going to be at 2 o'clock in the morning?
But what else are you putting on?
I know. So that's where I'm getting. Or like someone wants to go to bed. I don't think this was like someone in the Discord was like, oh, Larry Mack was really positive it was still going to get going. Yeah, that's because Larry Mack wants to see it end. Someone in a fucking office somewhere punched the numbers in and was like, oh, we're not going to make a lot of ratings off this. We should probably kill it. And I think NASCAR bent to Fox like they always do, that NASCAR bends to these fucking TV with the shitty start times. And it's all about the almighty dollar. And Fox has NASCAR by the balls. And I think
they do.
And I think NASCAR, because of the Larson thing, that's why they were trying so damn hard. If this is a normal Coke 600 and Kyle Larson's been in the race since the start, they call that thing 5 minutes into the rain delay.
Yeah.
Right. The second it starts raining, as hard as it did, if they were going to cancel the race, they should have done it then.
I think
at freaking 9:30 or whenever it was freaking monsooning, they should have looked at that and been like, oh, yeah, we're not going to get this thing in.
I think
NASCAR, instead of 3 hours later, when the track naturally dries on its own, and they're not even running Air Titans out there.
So that
I saw a couple videos of squeegee trucks like running at the end of pit road. I didn't see Air Titans on the track.
From what I heard from people that were there on Twitter, people were saying there was, I think I've read anywhere from 4 to 6 Air Titans. Apparently, a lot of them went to Indianapolis. Penske rented them from NASCAR. But there was 4 to 6 Air Titans, and then every jet dryer they had was sitting on pit road, but never fired. They never even fired up the jet dryers.
So dumb.
I heard that from multiple places on Twitter last night, including J.R. Houston, the guy we met in COTA, the strategist for 2311. Mm-hmm. He was like, did anyone ever see the jet dryers fire? Because they were sitting there the whole time.
Yeah. I mean,
I agree with you that it's Fox.
It sucks. It has to be Fox that pulled the plug on it. But what are you putting on that's better?
Local news came on right as soon as they called it. Local news popped on.
Who gives a shit?
Really?
I don't know. It just sucks, and it's just a bummer because there was such a buildup for this weekend. I mean, obviously you can't control the weather, and it is what it is, and we've been plagued with weather this year. I mean, the Daytona 500 got fucked up, and then this weekend got fucked up, and
all these big races keep getting fucked.
The All-Star race, we lost half the on-track events there.
The Clash. Yep.
Yeah, Wilkesboro literally flooded.
Yeah.
Did you see?
The Clash was destroyed.
I think it was RFK's Twitter page.
The drain.
They posted a picture of the drain. They're posting this to make turn 1 at North Wilkesboro jealous, and it was a drain just draining water.
But it just, and I was making the argument last night on Twitter and in Discord, I firmly remember that Pepsi 400 that ended at 4:30 in the morning, and they started that race at 11 o'clock at night or something stupid like that. And it ended up being an incredible race. Obviously, the end of it with Austin Dillon going to the fence wasn't incredible, but whatever. And Bianchi had said it today on the teardown again. He said that he's heard from people in NASCAR that after that race, that they did it that once, and they're like, oh, we're never doing that again. And Gluck was like, really? I've never heard anyone say that.
Yeah, why?
I just
what's
don't
the
get
problem?
It. NASCAR was ready to start that race. They
were.
told teams, drivers to cars in 15 minutes.
Joe Gibbs, did you see that? Gibbs came out and said that he had heard drivers to cars in 15 minutes. He said he put his coat on and was walking out of the bus when they called the race. And he was like, wait, what? Okay, cool, we won, but you just said the drivers were going to the cars in 15 minutes.
Yeah. And the fact that it's a crown jewel too, like you said earlier, it's if it was just, whatever.
Iowa.
Yeah, a random ass race. It's New Hampshire.
Yeah,
call it. Whatever.
Yeah.
This is the Coke 600. It's the highest points paying race of the year
Not to mention,
by a lot because it's an additional stage
Yeah.
worth of points. It's, the marathon, and you're just cutting it short. I mean, I get it. Like, once we're past halfway, technically it's official, but why wouldn't you do everything you can to get it in? And if you can and it starts at midnight, so be it.
and you have the
Or
next,
push it
the
to the
next
next day.
No,
It's
you
a
can't. No,
fucking
you
holiday.
Can't. Nope, you can't. After it gets to halfway, you cannot move it to the next day. It either has to finish or be called. I read that today. That is part of it. It's written in the rule book that once the race becomes official, you can't stop it and start it the next day.
You have to delay it.
You have to delay it. Yeah, they would have to
They can do something to do it.
Still, I think they could have got it in last night. Who gives a fuck if it's at 3:00 in the morning?
I was saddled up, ready
Same,
to go.
Same. I was ready to roll. But
That track was ready by 12:30.
and the thing is, like I said, that Daytona race, the next day was a Monday that wasn't a holiday. That was a July 4th weekend. It was one of the ones where July 4th was like Thursday,
Yeah.
and they ran the race. I think it either got rained out Saturday night or it was always on Sunday night. It got delayed, and it finished at 4:00 in the morning on a Monday the next morning that wasn't a holiday. I woke up the next morning 45 minutes after the race ended to go to work.
Yeah.
And you had a holiday today, which I know not everybody gets the holiday off, but I'd say 2/3 of the country's off for Memorial Day, I would gather.
The vast majority.
The vast majority of people are off. You've got a holiday today, and again, you look at the weather, and I completely understand if it starts raining and then you look behind you and you've got 3 hours of rain to get through. Okay, call it. That we're not now you're talking it's not even going to stop raining till 1:00 in the morning, and then you're going to start drying. That's a completely different animal. But it rained, yes, it monsooned, but it rained for what? 40 minutes, half hour?
Yeah.
And then you look at the radar and there was another storm in like fucking Kansas.
Yeah.
Like-
Albuquerque. All right.
Yeah.
We got to worry about that
They
guy.
had there was clear sky behind it. And to come out and give us that bullshit of, oh, it's too humid to dry the track.
Fuck off.
I
the track was dry.
I was so fucking soured last night. The guy on Twitter, Toby Christie,
Yep.
he was livid last night. He was at the track. He did the Jeff Gluck quiet track picture at like midnight, and he was standing on the front stretch, and it's bone dry. Bone dry.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Granted, I'm sure you're going to deal with weepers and shit once you get the cars out there, but you get the cars out there, that's going to put heat in the track. That's, you know what I mean? It's
Run
just-
10 under caution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is,
Yeah,
and it
that,
sucks.
that gives you time to drive off pit road. It was just,
Pit road was already dry. They did pit road first.
I think it was a bad call.
I think it was a terrible call.
Mr. Woko in the YouTube chat said, is Kyle Larson technically still eligible since he technically did not attempt the Charlotte race because he never ran a lap? No.
You have to start the race.
You are required by the rule book to start every race to be eligible for the playoffs, so Kyle Larson will require a waiver if NASCAR so chooses to give it to him.
He'll get it.
That is kind of the question mark that people are trying to speculate on. There's no way in hell NASCAR does not give him a waiver.
Oh, Bianchi.
at all.
Chase
Oh,
Elliott got a waiver last year for being suspended.
dude, Kyle
Pretty
Busch.
sure Kyle Larson's going to get one for drawing more attention to the sport
Yeah,
than we've had. in the
Kyle
past
Busch
10
got a
years.
waiver for breaking his leg and missing a quarter of the season, and then went on to win the championship.
Yeah.
And this is why we've talked about it here before. But Jordan Bianchi just he's like nails on a chalkboard. Sometimes he was on the teardown today, being devil's advocate, and you can't get here and start a crown jewel race, then that's the risk you take. Yeah, NASCAR
was he really?
shouldn't-
I didn't listen to it yet.
NASCAR shouldn't give him a waiver. You chose to go run another race. Why should you get a waiver? And Jeff Gluck was like, do you realize what he just did for NASCAR? Like, are you kidding me?
He
Like
sold
Norm just
more
said.
merch than anybody at the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah, he like
You think the Indianapolis 500 just broke their TV ratings record because of it being the 108th?
no.
No, they had 1 million extra viewers because of NASCAR,
100%.
because of Kyle Larson.
100%.
Yeah, so Bianchi was going off.
That
about
being
it.
said, next year when he does it again, please make his car a different color than half the field.
Oh, dude, every other car was orange and blue.
I was
Yeah.
looking, I was like, oh, that car doesn't have orange on the rear fender, so that's not Larson, but that car is orange on the hood and the roof. Larson says blue on the roof. Oh my God, it was so tough.
Yeah, Woko, I get medical exemptions is what it is, but I mean, like Dodger said, Kenseth got one for existing.
Yeah.
Like, we've had them given out for people that have been
Hell, Jeff Gordon got one for
Yeah, NASCAR
somebody else having a issue.
NASCAR gave one, like you said earlier. NASCAR's given them 2 drivers that they have suspended.
Yeah. Chase Elliott.
And wasn't Johnny Sauter one too? I think we talked about it. It was something like that.
I mean, Kyle Busch, when he wrecked Hornaday in 2011, probably got some sort of waiver.
So he's going to get the waiver. I don't even know why we're arguing about this. Like, Twitter right now is actually blowing up. I've seen a shit, like, just while we've been recording this show, I've seen a ton of people going back and forth. And it's like, it's not even a question, dude.
Austin Hill's going to get suspended and then get a waiver.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's why do we even bother? But anyway, so obviously the rain brings the cars to pit road. They end up calling the race like 11:30, 11:45, whatever the hell it was, and completely ruined the weekend. So Christopher Bell is credited with the victory, followed by Brad Keselowski, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, and Josh Berry gets a top 10 in the Coke 600. Well, Coke
330
and
something.
change, whatever.
47.
Super bummer. I'm just disappointed, you know, because we've been talking about this for a year and a month since we found out that Larson was going to do the double.
Yep.
Year and 4 months, give or take, whatever.
They did it. They had a freaking TV crew with them and shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's the documentary crew following him around, all the merch.
Did you see Larson's tweet today?
Yeah.
He's hurting today.
Dude,
Like,
he wrote that with tears in his eyes. Dude.
I hate how he's blaming himself. It's like, dude, you didn't, outside of your pit road speeding penalty at Indy, you didn't do a damn thing wrong, dude.
Yeah,
like,
just if anything could go wrong, it did go wrong, and I just hate it for someone like him who's actually just a really fucking good dude.
yes.
And that's like the worst part about this. You know, like he's a good guy. And seeing that post from him, you're like, man, that kid, like Norm said, is probably fucking crying just typing that. It sucks.
It's just,
I hate it.
I
just
agree
hate it
with
for him.
you. Like the feeling of disappointment last night, I felt so deflated.
Because I just wanted to see him get in the car.
That's all I wanted to
I
see.
was pulling for him to like salvage what was left of this shit day that went south.
I was ready for him to get in the car and just sit under the car cover. I legitimately thought they were going to do a driver swap for him to sit underneath the rain cover.
So think about
Take a nap.
Yeah. So today,
Just get comfortable in the seat.
Yesterday,
Just be one with the car.
like I said, roller coaster of emotions. It got ruined when he couldn't do the double. You know what would have saved the double? He gets in that car and drives up to the top 3 or wins the damn race. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that would have.
I was just praying for some form of redemption, like you're saying.
Yep, that's all
Like
I wanted.
anything.
I just don't
Even if he
know.
got in the top 5. Like,
I don't know how NASCAR as a whole watches the Indy 500 go through the fucking 4-hour rain delay, redeems themselves, finishes within like 30 minutes of their window they have to finish the race, has a massive celebration. They cover all of Larson going from Indy to Charlotte, making it just in time for the race, and NASCAR go, you know what? Yeah, this race is over.
I don't think it was NASCAR. I think they bent to Fox.
Right. I just don't know how they allow that to happen.
Because the people at Fox
Their
are
biggest
fucking brain
competitor,
dead.
the Indy 500, which is the one race in the United States that can even like challenge NASCAR's ratings, battles through so much, and NASCAR just throws in the towel.
yeah, 100%.
I just think the people
And
that run Fox are incompetent.
I get it that there's, it's getting late, you know, this, that, and the other, whatever. But you have Kyle Larson that is attempting to make do with what he was given.
Yep.
He's going to get in the car, and he's going to drive like a psychopath to get up into the top 10.
He's making NASCAR history.
Yes.
He's one of a handful of people that have ever attempted this.
I guarantee TV ratings would be shockingly good
They'd be
because
good.
people would be staying up just to watch
They
him.
would be good for 1 o'clock in the morning.
Myself included. As a avid, lifelong NASCAR fan, I would stay up until the break of dawn
Same.
to see that man wheel that car.
Same.
And I'm not even like, I don't call myself a Larson fan. I'm not a 5-car guy, whatever. Like, I like him. He's a great driver. I respect the living hell out of him. I would have stayed up just to watch him.
Mm-hmm.
Him and him only. That's the only reason I was
They
there.
had such a story that is still,
Sucks.
that never got written. It just never
Yeah.
got written. You left it for what? Because Fox didn't want to fucking broadcast. Put it on FS1. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't. It just chaps my ass so hard.
Yeah,
like, I was so. You look forward.
Just disappointed.
To Memorial Day Sunday is supposed to be the best, and it was just kicking the dick after kicking the dick yesterday.
Yeah. Couldn't have been any worse.
Yeah.
But is what it is, and Mother Nature wins again. Unfortunately, she is
Yeah,
undefeated.
she's undefeated.
I will say, shout out Connor Daly. in the
Oh,
Indy
hell yeah.
500.
Great run.
Dude, Hard Charger Award or Gain the Most Positions Award. He won at the end of the race. Got up there in a one-off deal, a part-time one-race specialty. Gets up, leads a bunch of laps. Is challenging at the beginning or the challenging for the lead at the Indy 500. That was super cool to see
Yeah. And
And
Larson got the Rookie of the Year.
because he is the one that didn't wreck.
That's fair.
Because they pretty much all wrecked. And Connor Daly also got to meet Jeff Gordon and get him to sign his shoes.
That's
Because
awesome.
Connor Daly had custom because he was running the 24 car.
Yeah.
So he got custom like DuPont Flame shoes and gloves. And because of the rain delay, he had time to kill. So he found Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon signed his shoes.
That's sick. Big shouts to Carter Ropley. He tagged me in this after Joe posted it. But Larson earned the Indianapolis 500 Rookie of the Year honors for his driving performance during the month of May. Earned a $50,000 bonus for being named Rookie of the Year. Take-home prize total of $178,000. Not bad for a day's work.
No. And he was definitely on par to have probably a top 8 finish.
Yeah,
At
had it
least-
not
at
been for
least
the
top
speeding.
10.
Yeah.
He was probably 5th in line in that group that was on the winning pit strategy, but it obviously all got shaken up at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, Stingray Robb and
Yo, best name
Erickson.
ever, by the way.
I think it was Erickson. They were on the opposite strategy, and they stayed in the top 5.
Yeah.
But Larson definitely had a chance to be up there and play. Unfortunately, the speeding penalty, which
Again, you missed it. Larson was named Rookie of the Year.
I did just see that on Twitter like a couple minutes ago. Yeah.
Awesome news. Hopefully that's a consolation prize to make him
it
feel a little
came
bit
out
better.
yesterday morning that like I didn't hear this before. Apparently, some people had, some people hadn't. That this is a 2-year deal if they want it.
2-year, and John Bohr said with a one race,
Other race option.
yeah, to run a Long Beach or something like that. Any other typical IndyCar race, he could show up and run.
Yeah.
All right,
I hope
shall
he,
we?
I hope he does it again next year. It sounds like he
I think
wants to.
everybody wants him to.
I think he's got unfinished business in that post, as sad as it sound. It's as sad as that Twitter post sounded. Didn't he end it with like, I hope to try this again if it's possible. He has unfinished business and he wants to do it right. You know.
I
So,
think everybody involved, you see these types of things, and it seems like it's a lot of work and kind of exhausting for the team owners and stuff like that. But it seemed like Rick, Jeff, everybody involved was having so much fun with this. I think they would happily do it again.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
didn't
for
seem
sure.
like a burden. It seemed like
an adventure.
an adventure. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Shall we answer some questions?
Yeah, so let's do Instagram, and as of right now, if you have a question in the live chat, put it in there.
Yep. Don't start answering each other's questions. Just a question. If it doesn't end in a question mark, we're ignoring you.
Ooh, you expect these guys to have punctuation?
Yeah. you
that's
bitch.
gonna be a wish. But anyway, we'll start at the bottom. Did rain delay? I'm sorry, Jet Daily. Did rain delay place better or worse than Tony Stewart?
What?
Did rain delay place better or worse than Tony
Listen,
Stewart?
he's Canadian. English is
I
hard.
don't know, anyway, Sam Valley 95 with a handful. How late are you willing to stay up for a race that is on rain delay?
As late as I need to, as long as I'm not going to work the next day.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I said, that 2015 Pepsi 400, I think I made it to like 1:30 watching that race, and I was like, I need to get up in like 4 hours. I got to go to bed. Like
This, we were just talking about it, obviously. Having the next day off, I would have stayed up till dawn.
I would have watched the sunrise. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I would have. I had an 8:30 tea time this morning. I would have stayed up till I had to leave.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, saddle up. Sam Valley 95. Any tracks you guys are planning on attending next year? Aside from our usual
I
suspects?
haven't even thought about next year.
Yeah, haven't looked at it. We'll see what the schedule looks like too.
We talk about Dover all the time. We have to pencil that one in.
Dover, we got to make Dover happen next year. I really want to see Dover. So yeah. What's one diecast you would kill to have in your collection?
Ooh. See, this is hard for me because my dad has most of the ones that I want, and I could just go take it.
I want a T-Rex.
I don't think he has the.
I don't have a T-Rex. I want a T-Rex.
No, I think he's got the.
sure I
T-Rex.
could find one, but
Probably. I've always wanted. I know it's kind of a weird one, but I think for a long time it was the most valuable action car. It was the raced used version of the '97 Earnhardt 500 Flip. So it was a race, like it had the squished roof and the fucked up hood, and it was the one that thing's got all 4 wheels on it. See if it fires up. That car, like apparently for a long time, that was like the creme de la creme, most valuable diecast.
yeah.
Say the one diecast that I want that I don't have is Brad Perez Chicago Street Course Xfinity car.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying.
Yeah, did we get any clarification on that? Is that a real thing or?
We don't know. We don't know. And I also messaged that guy that
Did the
who got the
custom truck?
diecast? Yeah, he
JB
left.
got it.
He left me on red.
CPK diecast.
You left you on red?
Yeah, I asked him. I was like, "There's a few guys that might be interested. Would you be interested in making more of these?" He's like, "Oh, I don't really like to do bulk orders because it's
He
they're
doesn't
one
like
off."
hand,
I was like,
yeah.
"That's not a problem." Like, I'm interested in that truck or this car, the Coda one, and he left me on red.
Nice.
Doesn't look like that's gonna happen. The diecast that I would kill that I now own is the Rainbow Warrior Lumina, the one I got last year.
Yep.
That was really high on the list, but
complete?
now I have it.
Like 1/24 scale Days of Thunder set would be cool.
I
Like
have a
quality
complete,
ones, not like Matchbox cars.
See,
but
I have the
quality.
complete. I've at my dad's house somewhere. I have a complete Days of Thunder 1/64th set, and it had a little launcher with it with a gas can that had remember in the 90s, like it had the liquid. If you turned it the other way, the liquid went away, but it didn't actually spill out. You'd put the gas can in it, and that was like the launcher to make the launcher go.
Oh, that's cool.
But it has all of the 165. I think they were racing champions.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of them. From the Exxon car, the City Chevrolet car, the Superflow car, the Hardee's car, all of them. It's every one of the.
That's badass.
It's at my dad's somewhere. It's fucking sick.
Sand Valley 95. Go check out Indy 500 pics on Twitter. You'll be entertained for hours.
I
Those
lo-
are good.
That page is
I had to
so
block
good.
that page
Really?
because too much stuff was. It was literally filling my Twitter.
Oh, I love that page. That page is phenomenal. It's almost like I look forward to Indy 500 pics and the Talladega thread of what got left behind.
Oh, yeah, those are good. Chavi 1338. I think I'm saying that right. Damn, it was almost the greatest day in motorsports.
Yeah, we got robbed.
Yeah, we got killed, unfortunately. Nathan Danforth, would you rather have pit passes go the Indy 500 or Monaco? Indy 500.
Indy 500 all
Not
day.
even close.
I want to go to Monaco. I actually just found out that trip we're going on in the fall, one of the excursions is to go to Monaco, and everyone agreed they want to go.
Cool.
So I just want to set up a folding chair in front of the most expensive hotel and watch the sick cars roll by. Because
I don't think I could afford to even step foot in Monaco.
No.
Like
But
even as a
Monaco
tourist.
Monaco, the race, it doesn't. It would be an amazing. It's a bucket list thing, but having pit passes at Indy,
Yeah, no question.
no question.
All right. Corey Scothen, a.k.a. Tommy Tanks, a.k.a. Diecast Daddy. Looking back at how things played out, do you think Larson should have missed the 600? Maybe he means 500.
Yeah.
Maybe, or he's asking,
Think
should he have stayed for the 500 or just gone straight to the 600?
We'll go with that.
I think realistically he should have gone to the Coca-Cola 600 because I think he would have had a better chance of winning that. But I think if I was in his shoes, there's no way in hell I would give up the chance of racing the Indy 500.
Same, 100%. I think he doesn't know if this is his only chance at doing it. Technically they talk about doing it next year, but that plug could get pulled very easily.
Yeah.
And this could have been his one chance to race the greatest race in the world.
Yeah.
I'm staying for that.
Is your obligation to the 600? Yes.
It's your day job.
Did so much work go into getting you to the 500? Absolutely. Yep. You have to start, the double. This is what it's been building up to for the year and change, whatever. You have to start with the first one.
Yep.
You forego the first one, it's like, nah, forget it, whatever. Just a normal day.
Exactly.
You got to start the 500, see where it goes, and hope for the best.
I also think it might even be a little different if, let's say, he's had 30th place speed and qualified 32nd for the 500. Maybe then he's like,
yeah, he had a shot.
He had a damn good shot to top 3, top 5, with a little bit of luck and strategy, maybe even win the damn thing.
Without that speeding penalty, he was a
top 5.
Top 8. I was going to say top 8, top 5.
Could have been in contention.
Yeah,
he would have been up there.
So I think, and like I said, that is we talk about bucket list all the time. As a professional race car driver, I'm sure that's a bucket list to do the Indy 500, the biggest automotive race in the world. We're a NASCAR podcast. We're NASCAR fans, but I'll fully admit that the Indy 500 is the biggest spectacle in racing.
I've made this
bigger than the
Larson,
500, bigger than the Daytona 500.
I've made this Larson comparison in the past. James Hunt, famous F1 driver,
Yep.
the Rush movie, Hunt versus Lauda.
Yep.
I mean, James Hunt, they talk about in the movie, but there's things I've seen in other videos. He kind of won the championship, and he goes, I've proved what I need to prove. I can win a championship. That's kind of how I've always looked at Larson. Larson came out in 2021, won the Cup championship, and I think that was a big weight off of his shoulder.
It was.
I've done it. I can do it. I think Larson happily will sacrifice another Cup championship to potentially win the Indy 500.
Yep, definitely.
I think in his list of things that are important to him, Cup championships checked off. I think multi-time Cup champion is on there.
Yeah.
But I think winning the Indy 500 and having that opportunity is much higher than winning a second Cup championship.
Yep.
That being said, if he were to lose his waiver for the playoffs this year, I think he would have been okay with that.
Yep.
New question just came in on the Instagram, and it's fucking fantastic. So
Let me guess.
we'll get to it.
Okay.
L98 Jake with the next couple. How much do you think strategy would differ / be more interesting with only 3 stages? I actually think it's more interesting with the 4 stages because it's way different than what we normally
It adds
do.
another wrinkle.
I think if it was just 3 stages, it would be kind of business as usual.
To be fair, though, with the 4
be fair.
stages, equal stages, it almost makes it very easy to break up. You just split them in half, split them in half, split
I
them in
mean,
half.
it doesn't matter in the Cup Series anymore.
Yeah.
No one shoots from the hip. You give these guys this information a year in advance, they're going to tell you half a lap difference in pitting this lap and that lap.
We have too many engineers.
Yeah, like they're too smart. They're going to break up the stages the same every single time. I mean, the strategy we saw in the Indy 500 is crazier than any strategy we'll see in the Cup Series.
Yeah.
Because there's such a big window, there's no given or guaranteed breaks.
Yep.
That there was 5 different pit strategies. We're not going to see that in the Cup Series. We may see 2 different ones,
If you're lucky.
but they typically end up in the same spot they were in before.
Yep.
All right. Jake then talks about we didn't miss any green flag laps during Indy. I know we're not going to beat on
that
Fox.
was so amazing.
We're just talking.
Although I
we
will
got.
say, next time this happens, can we NASCAR and IndyCar maybe collaborate and not be a commercial at the same time?
Right.
I had both races on. I was dual screening it. I had the Cup race on my phone because the NBC app was acting up on my phone, so I had Indy on the TV. And there was one point I'm like watching both of them, kind of scanning back and forth, and it's like commercial. I'm like, oh no, come on.
I have a gripe with YouTube TV.
Oh yeah,
All right.
you were yelling about this yesterday.
Was I?
You said something in Discord about it, and I also saw
That I couldn't do it.
I saw people on Twitter complaining about it as
So
well.
YouTube TV has an awesome dual or quad screen option for football, for basketball, baseball. You could watch 15 fucking things at once. Wouldn't let me do the Indy 500 and the Coke 600 at the same time. Bullshit.
Lame.
Let me pick 2 screens of anything that I want.
Could you?
It's already in your system.
Could you do one-on-one, like your phone and one on the TV, or does it like block you out?
No, I could do that.
Oh, okay. You're just saying you wanted them both on the TV.
Yeah, but like all of March Madness, NBA playoffs,
Oh, the NFL has that on.
and all the NFL, you pick all the ones you want and put them all over the screen as you please. But
Yep.
you can't pick 2 different channels.
That's so dumb.
It's stupid.
I had a TV with picture-in-picture 20 years ago.
Yeah. Nathan Danforth,
Speaking of which, why'd we get rid of that?
I have
Why
no
do all
idea.
new TVs not have picture-in-picture? I had that so long ago, I miss it.
Yeah, I don't know. Nathan Danforth, what is the most exciting innovation to come to NASCAR in the last 5 years?
Exciting innovation.
Fuel injection. That was longer than 5 years ago.
Aluminum wheels? I don't know.
I guess single lug because it's given us something to talk about.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I would say like the rear view camera, but like that has made it less exciting.
Yeah.
Sequential transmissions.
Yeah.
Hate it because now they shift.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I'd say the most exciting thing has probably been the single lug because it's been the most problematic.
It's been something interesting to like every pit stop. You never know. I mean,
Yeah.
Ryan Blaney comes down for his first pit stop of the day and his day's over because
Yeah, we're 2.5 years into the single lug and they're still ruining
They're
races
still falling
because
off.
of it.
Fab Life 11. Bianchi said the new, the 3-car thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
He said
innovation.
thoughts.
I got one. Being able to test fictional tracks on iRacing.
Oh, that is cool.
I think that's
Yep.
super cool.
There you go.
That they can do that. They
That's
can
good.
test
Yep.
track configurations and make custom tracks on iRacing.
Yeah.
To test for real.
Yeah,
life.
that is cool.
That's the right answer.
Yep.
Last but not least, have you seen Kay?
Oh boy.
Memorial Day weekend highlights? Question mark.
Oh boy.
Drive-in race day or Austin Hill's bitch ass?
So you told them, you explained.
Oh, we were watching it
Yeah,
together.
that's what I mean.
So I explained the Austin Hill thing and the drive-in race day. So we were doing the cookout thing, and we were working on Steph's car as well in the garage. So I brought a TV out to the garage, set it up, had Indy and 600 on. Steph and Adam had to run up to the store to grab bolts, or I forget what they were grabbing, whatever. So we decided to take the cover off the Cabrio, put the top down, and put everyone in the Cabrio and watch the TV as a drive-in for when they came back. So there was 6 of us in the car plus Bodie. I was sitting on the bar on
Nice.
top of the Cabrio, drinking beers, watching the TV. It was great.
Boy.
We had a blast.
Kyle gets a DUI in his driveway.
In his garage.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time. But that's it for the Instagram questions. We got any on the old tubes here?
We have like 2.
Yeah, there's
No,
two, but
there's-
they're not very good.
Yep.
Joe Spinelli kind of just reiterated the drunken ramblings of Jet Daly.
Apparently, they're saying rain delay was in the race. Did driver rain delay beat Tony's record? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't even know what we're talking about.
And then run any good iRacing races recently.
I haven't turned my fucking rig on in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, not really.
I missed the last 3 weeks of pro. Cohan was yelling at me, but like every Wednesday I ended up busy. Like there was a Bruins game on one night that I wasn't missing. Last Wednesday I was putting the boat in the lake and didn't make it home in time. There was another day that I just didn't feel like getting on. So pro season is over, but it'll be back in the fall.
Blocka in the chat.
Yo,
from
let's
New
go.
Zealand. I have no idea what time it is over there right now.
Hold on, I'll find out.
Blocka.
Blocka. Yeah, what time you got? I forgot. He can just tell us. I don't have to look it up.
Yeah.
When
He goes, hi from New Zealand. Glad you are all enjoying your day off. I am working.
Ugh.
So it's middle of the day at some point.
So it's
over
Tuesday
there,
over
but
there.
I don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Either way, his toilet goes the wrong direction. And then Carteropoli.
Oh, we lost the screen.
This isn't really a question, but Carteropoli. F1 should move Monaco race to a closer track where someone could theoretically do the triple.
There was a lot of jokes going around about that yesterday of like someone bring a Concorde out of retirement so someone could do the triple, or somebody like mathed it out and the only way you could do it is an SR-71 Blackbird. Like,
Blocka says it's 12:20 on a Tuesday.
oh my God. His
So
day's half over
he's
already.
having lunch.
He's having lunch right now.
And then he asks, who sucked the worst yesterday? Cheers, Blocka.
Who sucked the
Fox.
Yeah,
Fox
Fox.
sucked the worst.
Fox and NASCAR combined sucked. You're right. I know Kyle's gone, so we can talk about it now. The NBC coverage, oh my God. We didn't miss a single fucking green flag lap. Like,
Bro, it was so good. Side by side, there should never be a full screen commercial when there's green flag racing. Never.
100%.
Never, ever, ever, ever. Especially in NASCAR where they have guaranteed 2 to 3 stage breaks.
Yep.
They have full course yellows all the time.
Yep.
You have an hour of pre-race. I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. NASCAR had a 4-hour rain delay, and we still got a commercial every 8 laps during the race.
It was ridiculous.
Like, Fox needs to be freaking punished. They need to be brought outside, and they need to pay for their
I saw
sins.
somebody on Twitter, people were like, they got to get rid of Fox. And somebody was like, bro, they just signed like an 8-year deal with them. Sorry. Like,
It's NASCAR allowing them to do it.
bro, the second you left, the screen went blank. I was like, no.
Oh, no.
And we started talking about how bad Fox was.
Yeah, you weren't here, so we decided to go off script.
Yeah, you can do that.
Apparently, according to Blocka, it is 12:20 on Tuesday. He's having lunch tomorrow.
Attaboy.
Oh, we got an FMK last minute.
Oh, all right. What do we got?
FMK double rain delay. Monaco no pass zone 2-week Olympic break. I'm gonna marry the 2-week Olympic break.
Yeah, I'll marry that.
It makes me want it more. I remember the last time we did this, like 4 years ago, our first year. Remember we had this,
we had
and
it.
that was like the Wolfsgart week. By the time that 2 weeks was up, I was like foaming at the mouth for NASCAR. I was like, give me it back, because
And we had really good TV ratings.
that was in that 2 weeks falls in kind of the, I don't want to say the summer like doldrums, but it's like you're still kind of far from the playoffs. Like you're kind of in the, again, I hate it because I love them, but like you're in the Iowa, New Hampshire, Pocono. Like there's not a lot of like super exciting races that stretch. So I feel like we kind of dip a little bit. You know what I mean? In like excitement and want for the sport. So like,
I think it's a good like reset.
I think so too.
I agree with you.
Yep. I'm going. I mean, I guess I'll fuck the Monaco no pass zone because at least they were racing, and I'll kill the double rain delay. I'll kill it twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to marry the Monaco no passing because it affects my life zero.
True.
Fair.
I'm going to fuck the Olympic break because we only get it every couple of years, so
Fuck it while you can.
yeah,
Fuck it while you can.
doesn't affect me that much, and I will happily kill the double rain delay.
Yeah. Agreed.
Oh God, we got another one. Sam Valley going to a Red Sox game soon. I got to try to get to one this year. My old man wants to go. And
Yeah, I used to go a ton.
Same.
Family used to have season tickets. I used to go to like
Well, yeah,
30 a year.
Well, yeah, your dad was, or your grandfather was probably an original investor in Fenway.
Yeah, he built it actually.
Yeah, that was your great grandfather. Yeah, no, he actually probably owned the land that they put it on because that's where
His
they.
grandfather actually has like a mausoleum underneath.
Yeah.
Fenway.
Yeah.
Kyle goes
Buried
and
under the mound.
pays his respects and drops hot dogs.
I
on him.
went a shit ton. The year was 2012 when I worked
The
at
year
Fenway.
was 2012.
When I worked at Fenway, when we lived in Boston, if I wasn't working, it was like we know all this. Started to know all the security guards and shit. So it was just like I started off by going in with my work shirt on, and I'd give my wife one. I'd give Steph one of the other work shirts, and we'd like, oh yeah, I got to run in and grab something, and then just disappear. And then after a while, I think they caught on and just didn't give a fuck. We would just show up, and they'd be like, hey, come on in.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, it was also, it helped that it was the 100 year of the Bobby Valentine year when they were fucking terrible. So
Oh, yeah.
you know what, the place was never full anyway, so you'd walk in and find good seats. I went to like 25 games that year. It was
it's a
great.
blast.
Yeah, you go into security. He's like, there's 4 open seats behind the dugout. Take one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went to so many games. You get to, even when we bought tickets, they were painfully
I went to
cheap.
a Red Sox game 2 years ago, so I'm good for the rest of my life. I never need to go back.
There's something special about sitting in Fenway on a July night watching a ball game with a beer, and
Yeah,
I
there's something
enjoy
special.
I just like going and like lighting my money on fire on food and beer.
that hurts.
Yeah, it's definitely not cheap.
I will say,
But I
like,
enjoy it.
when we went to Daytona and even at Coda, like it ain't cheap, but it ain't what like Gillette and Fenway and the Garden
No.
is. Like NASCAR is so much cheaper. Last time I went to Gillette, I think I got it was one of the big cans, one of the 24-ounce cans of like Bud Light, and it was like $17. I was like, excuse me?
Yep.
So come again? You
Yeah.
want how much?
Yeah, Daytona wasn't bad.
Daytona wasn't bad. Coda wasn't bad.
Bush
either.
Light pounders and a big old bag of popcorn. Oh,
I could live there.
Oh.
I could live there right
truck race when we were sitting up there,
Me
no
and you
one
were just
around us,
housing popcorn.
shoveling popcorn down our gullets. It was
Kyle
great.
comes back with this tube of popcorn, and it was just like open fucking season. We housed that thing in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Then we got another one.
We got another one.
Popcorn.
And then we went to Coda, and they had trash bags full of popcorn.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
No, it was too much.
No, they were way too big. They were like pillowcases full.
Yeah.
That's the dream. I reiterate, that's the dream.
Yeah, they were just too awkward to carry around.
Yeah.
All right, is that all we got?
So far, yeah. I mean, we could sit here and see if more come in, but we've only got 9 viewers right now. So
Yep. People are
10.
trickling
We got
off.
10.
Another one.
11.
No, still 10.
That's 11 on mine.
Hey, we started off strong.
Who's got me blocked?
All right, well, that does it for yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast. Happy Memorial Day weekend to all out there.
Hope you enjoyed your weekend. And
Yeah, America.
Yes.
Thank you to all who have served or family members who did.
Those who paid. That's Veterans Day. You got to thank who paid the ultimate sacrifice.
That's where I was going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I cut you off and finished it for you.
I appreciate that. You nailed it. Cool. Well, I am Kyle Belcher.
Well, you didn't say follow us on anything.
Okay. Follow us on all of the social platforms at
@LoosesFast_pod. Go subscribe to the YouTube too, because we're already on pace to beat topics, so that's fun.
Yeah, let us help us beat topics because we like them.
we
and
love.
we
them.
like to beat them, too.
We love them, but an older brother has to beat
Nah,
the
I
younger
fucking hate
brother.
those guys.
Actually, they're technically the older brother because they started before we did. So
They
it's
did.
fun
They're all,
when the
they're
younger-
all old.
Oh, and they're all old as fuck
Yeah.
too.
YouTube.com/@loosesfast. Click on the link tree for the Discord. And did you add the? Oh God, did you add the?
I didn't. I haven't touched it, so I have to fix that. I have to remember
Cool.
the password to it first off.
Yeah,
So.
for our DraftKings Fantasy League.
Yeah.
Add that.
That's about
Fill
it.
out a review.
Yeah. Go leave reviews.
Share the image.
Share the images Norm creates and Kyle puts up halfway through the race.
Yep.
You put the race picks up after my pick had already crashed out.
I did, yeah, because I went back to see who had who, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even post it. My bad." Sorry about that. Yeah, do all those things. Share the things. Tag us and stuff. Send us news articles.
Send us. I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Send us nudes. You do that too.
Yeah. Help
Norm loves feet pics.
Yeah.
Help us blow
At
up
Stom and Nomin on the internet. Send him feet pics.
all the feet picks.
Yeah, tell everyone how awesome we are.
Yeah, because we want to blow up and act like we don't know nobody.
I'm Kyle Belcher,
I'm Dan Walker.
Norman Pelletier.
and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Hey, is this thing still on?
Nope.
I'm still on.
Hey. All right.
You guys get us for a few minutes till Kyle starts downloading.
Yeah.
Humidist, yeah. Carteropoli in the downstairs. That's where it's humid.
Downstairs mix up.
I'm old Greg. My spoon is too big.
Well, that's too damn bad.
Have you never seen that? Oh, you are a certain age, man.
My spoon is too big.
Carteropoli
I'm here
will
to
get
see
it.
if Kyle is made to. Made to what?
Why don't you just say it into the mic?
Yeah, you have a microphone.
Jesus. We'll break him sooner or later.
I'm new to this.
Well, you're nude to this? That'll really get the ratings up.
You just get instantly banned from YouTube for me taking my top off.
There's nipples.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to.
Maybe.
Need
Nipples.
to shut up.
Maybe.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
I got him.
Just deletes the whole episode. No!
Oh, Jesus. Smash.
I'll get his ass.
There's a lot of weaponry around here. I got nothing behind me, actually.
Throw the cactus at
Oh,
his ass.
there's something in that.
I've been attempted
that?
murder. Oh, is that a snap bracelet?
It's a snap bracelet. There's a bunch of them in here.
Snap bracelet.
Where are they?
They're snap bracelets. So, you don't remember these
They're
things?
Yeah, pull your wiener out.
They're made out of
That's way too big.
they're made out of tape measures.
Yeah, this is old tape measure material.
Oh, it would work. It would be a little loose
It'd
on
be
you.
loose as fuck. It would just fly
Hey,
off.
loose is
Loose
fast.
fat. Wait.
Hey,
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait.
Try it.
Oh, I think, you know what? I think I remember these. Josh found these like in the Mustang, I think.
All right, throw it. See if you can get it.
Oh, there's no way in hell.
See what you got.
Oh, there's no way to like.
I'll get it if you don't.
Oh, that was close.
What the fuck?
All right, finger me, Xerxes.
Hey, it's kind of
That
close.
counts.
It's okay. It's good enough.
You need 2 fingers for Denny.
Aw.
Where'd the other one go?
Ow! Owie!
There's one on the floor behind you, Kyle. Grab that one. Just put them all back.
Jordan.
It's like you're waiting for it to look like a bomb.
Yeah.
Chow.
Kerchow.
Chow.
Chow. Got wheels.
Oh, shit.
I got chills and they're multiplying.
Cut
Oh,
me.
I like this one. The red and white one's sick.
Cut me.
Caught catch.
What is that?
Metal.
Big ass piece of metal.
Aw. Like a Chinese finger trap. All right. I need to download this.
Hold on.
Loose After Dark.
Wait. Come here, Kyle.
Oh, I was getting set up. Waiting for you.
Put your schmeckle in
No,
there.
too late. I already wheeled away. Wait, where'd the other finger go? There's 3. There's only 3 of them.
These like
guys over there
neochrome
finger
glasses.
popping each other's asshole.
They're the Troy Lee editions.
Hey, look, I'm a 97 Honda Civic lug nuts.
Mad about it?
Kinda, yeah.
Wow, really?
Dude, you wish you had a 97 Honda Civic,
Looks
dude.
like they're sandblasted.
Those aren't even the worst. My work ones are even worse.
A Kraken? Is that Dan's arm? That's a strong hand.
Grab my strong hand.
It's not the only thing that looks like a baby's arm, Coleman. Wait.
What's the spoon is too big from?
It's way before your time.
Explain.
You guys are losing audio.
We love you guys.
Oh, yeah. I should probably just shut it off.
You
Nice,
just kill it,
nice
yeah.
to meet you.
Thank you for coming again. Not too fast this time either. As he knocks the fucking camera over. Ow!
his ass.
God damn it!
He's been immobilized.
Ow! Ow!
Yeah,
I
stick,
still have my goddamn
stick it in his rump.
It's like the worst when you get that elbow one.
Yeah, you missed it though. You got all arm.
Oh, when we were golfing, Steph threw a golf ball at me, and
Buried right in the elbow. That's assault, brother.
That's assault, bro.
You got him. You knocked him right out.